What's that?
Going live.
No, live.
Going live on our final day of Ri3D. Cranberry Alarm.
It's reveal day.
Woo-hoo! It's like Christmas, except we know what's gonna happen.
Well,
Everyone else does.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Unless it all breaks.
Oh no.
We don't need that kind of energy right now, okay?
We got a list, and we're gonna do the things on the list. Our list is empty. Eee. Everything feels like a knife on my hand right now.
I know. Mine is a little
You
nuts.
need to like soak your hands in some lotion.
I feel like a reptile.
I did! There's a doggy on me tonight. It's factual. Now you feel it too.
I'm obviously a reptile.
Always have to.
Let's go.
It's not Tyler.
Once you ran around the building real fast.
Well, for two reasons, I guess.
James.
If it's Ryan, I'm gonna read. Sorry.
That was good.
Can you help me?
Yep. Hey, Helen.
No, took the robot like it.
It's fine, we can go back on this.
And then this one. Oh, sorry, up here. This one
Okay.
and this one.
Okay.
Put the bolt through and tighten the thin nylock onto it.
Easy drug. So the first hole from the chassis and all the bolts are in. Okay. So you're making standoffs?
Yeah, these are the wing nut guys.
Did you do it for you?
Real protector.
Oh, nice.
It's going anywhere. It's good.
Oh, just back on that table.
What's all that?
It's where hanging
Reading, there's something in the news, something in my favorite.
How many people are hanging out in the chat right around
Really shy inhibition.
now?
You're scared, no one else can feel it for you.
At least I know I won't get any copyright claims.
I did.
Go,
Oh.
go.
Did I scrape you in the
Go,
face?
go. Keep going. Let's get this robot going. Good morning. Hey, nice jersey.
Trying to make it fit.
Yeah. They do come a little bit oversized.
Yeah, and the XL doesn't help me, but you know. So you guys are like mostly finished?
Mostly, robot's entirely mechanically done.
That's awesome.
Been done, mechanically done since
Last night.
Yeah.
last time. We finished the wiring and everything like 15 minutes before recap.
Nice.
And then we've basically been programming and debugging since.
Had a late night with Sam. So
Yep.
We're asking a lot of ThriftyBot because we're asking them to build a version of their library for 2024 when they've been testing and using 2025. So, you know,
We're good now.
As a software engineer, that sucks.
that sucks. But they spent a lot of time with us. Awesome appreciation for that.
Morning. Yeah.
How was your Monday, Ari?
It was good. I went to work.
Wah wah.
Are you at work right now?
Yes.
Build it. Gotta find. Tell me if it's.
It fits.
Oh, Ri3D. What happened? Oh, did I screw that one up?
Just make those quarter tolls. Make those quarter tolls.
No, Reese. That one.
I didn't
Did
put
I
that
do
one
that?
there. Yeah, you did that.
Okay.
But just go drill those holes off quarter and I'll move that hole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the little. Yeah, at least you're still. Yeah.
You could have slept on those blue couches out there in the middle room.
Yeah, how was getting snowed in?
Oh, not too bad actually.
Yeah.
Basically almost like it didn't even happen. Except for the driving home part.
Yeah.
Everything Sunday, even with that like Olympics that we did at that point, was not fun.
I can do that.
465 was intense.
I'm struggling.
Ari, what fun girl item did you get this year?
I got a bucket.
Oh, that's right.
I've been campaigning for this for 4 years. I feel like.
See, we finally have one. So.
Yeah.
And you like your bucket hat?
Yes, it is very good on my wall. I look terrible with bucket hats. It's just the idea of it. You know, like,
I mean, that's fair, you know.
yeah.
You're not gonna wear them during any interviews or whatever, or other
I
content
look
pieces.
really stupid in hats because my hair is so like integral to what I look like.
Sure.
So if I put a hat on, I look like a 12-year-old boy, and I don't really want that.
That's true, and then at an age to do stuff that's fun is 16.
Yeah. Yes, probably not, but it'll be in the background for a minute.
Gotcha.
How long you been a funny correspondent?
18, I think, so we.
How long ago was that?
7 years ago.
Ari is probably the longest tenured, like, non-OG person, so.
Wow.
Yeah, but I took 22 off.
You did?
Yeah. I mean, I still did one top 25 thing.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get her on.
It could have been.
I mean, I remember all
Oh, I need to set my zip tie.
No, has chat named the robot yet?
Huh?
Has chat named the robot yet? We got some.
And, can I have that sniffer?
So chat suggested.
What's your idea for the name, Ari?
I love red fridge.
Our 2006 robot was called the refrigerator.
Yeah. We call it Samsung. No, it's just no.
No,
it's
no.
too close to like a
Cool,
phone.
but no.
It's in reference to it looks like it's eating and spitting out. It looks like it's consuming.
A1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4.
The shrivel snake.
I think for this last one.
What?
Were you going to run the intake now?
Yes.
A1.
This is like super legit.
Check out
I think
all the movements,
this
dude.
year.
Oh, we can start planning out controls respawn.
Hey Reese, happy birthday from your mom and dad.
Oh no! Thank you, Mom and Dad. I love you guys. It's not my birthday.
Was it yesterday?
No.
Is it tomorrow?
No.
Are those really your parents?
Are you
Yeah,
really
probably.
even here?
I want to bet those are my parents.
That's the last name of Simpson. So.
Yep, that would make sense.
Sandy Simpson.
That's right. Sandra Simpson.
Not to dox your mom on stream or anything.
Yeah, I mean.
Hey,
Phone numbers,
Listen,
address,
You're
grandma's name.
FRC, you're finding this guy.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's too late.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Impressive.
Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Enabling.
I got you.
Let me make sure I know which joystick is
My
which.
drawing was going so well.
Oh, you were good all the way up until the right handle.
You can erase that.
Just in case you can stab
can-
someone with your
you can
joystick.
fix that.
Alright. Reese, what are the buttons?
Enabling.
Let's get this. I want to see this.
Figured out the audio issue from yesterday.
The mic audio issue? Oh.
What are we trying to do?
Algae intake.
There's a feedback loop happening because of the music going to that speaker. So even though that was off, whatever was coming in was getting feedback back to the mixer, so that was getting feedback.
Did you plug in lyric?
Yeah, it's just solid. It's blinking blue.
Years go by.
Okay. Keep it clear so I can enable, please. Enabling. Let me make sure it's on the.
It's still
Solid
blinking.
blue?
Solid blue.
Okay, 1 second. Yeah, driver controller. Oh,
Nothing.
let me run some motors. Oh, I'm pressing.
Here we go.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
Okay, we're angled out way too far.
I'm stopping it. I gotta put the current one back down. This-
You
That
guys
was
bumped
80
that way up.
amps.
That was 80. That was.
I remember
Yeah,
saying,
we were going last night.
Yeah, I was
set the
moving.
current limit high. And then
Yeah, you were like kind of loopy too, and then I was like, okay, whatever you say, dude.
it was one of the things where I was like, I threw out an arbitrary large number, and then you took it as literal. And I knew that you did, and I was like, that's a fine number.
That is a number of all
I
time.
threw one out, and you took it.
What are you, a Rev 40 amp breaker?
Reese, you see that movement?
It's moving.
That's gonna be skinny controller.
Okay, why?
It's the left one. Extremely cool.
Do I have to get on this?
Okay. Operator's gonna control all the elevator. Doc. Okay.
Or driver controls everything.
I was kind of thinking about that.
Let's try and fit it in.
Okay. Okay. So
Triggers.
L2, L3, L4.
Remember, you can combine buttons. They can do several different things.
Like A, B, X, and Y can be combined.
I'm saying like X can set the elevator height and intake for like X could be D-score algae high.
I know that. So
Okay.
let me get that. So then this is going to be
Enabling.
low.
Go ahead. Not fast enough.
Yeah, go faster.
What's the current limit?
I mean, it's bouncing around 10. And the current limit is set to 10.
Oh, okay.
Give it a bop. Give it a bop. Give it a bop.
I think we need to spin it fast.
Spin it faster. Spin it faster. Can I erase this right here to get more area?
We just did this. And
1, 2, 3. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We can assume that if, oh,
You
okay.
thought it was 6.
RB, algae score, RT, coral score.
What do you mean?
Because they're technically different motions for scoring on the processor. So use RB to outtake the algae, RT to outtake the coral.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, RT gotta be the coral because
Yeah. Shoot.
we've all played FPS, Xbox games.
Enabling. It's faster than I said for 15 amps.
Yeah, I like that.
Nice. Can you bring it higher? More amps?
No. Why? I mean, I can, but we start stalling out.
Hey, if you're in chat, can you please let me know
Next
if
step
you can hear me
is
right now?
Finding the algae positions and making sure
Yeah,
this looks
I'm cool.
good.
The algae height as well as arm angle.
Yeah, okay. Arm angle is way too far. We want to be we want to be at the edge of the bumper, basically.
I'm gonna.
Do we want to test this with both types of algae?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so yeah, that one.
I was running in the safe position.
Because
There you go. No problem.
We're gonna get the whack.
Not the greatest hold.
It's projecting the bottom.
Oh, it is.
this is
I mean, if you get a solid whack, maybe, but. Alright, so what are we doing?
Okay, I want to move the arm to the angle that we'd like. Go ahead and disable.
Yep.
You can read dash encoder.
that stinks.
Why?
Because
Is that where you want it?
we're gonna have
Yes.
gravity issues and floppy.
That is where you want it?
Yeah. Oh god, there's fiberglass strands all over these belts.
Belt?
Yeah.
Okay. Changing the new set point.
The because this girl's climbing under this.
We had some issues with some tensioning. This is supposed to be a 15 tooth pulley, but it was so loose we moved it to an 18 tooth, and now it's way too tight. But at least it runs well.
Alright, ready to test?
Yep.
Enabling.
Alright.
Can you now can we set elevator position heights?
I should start doing the button remapping to be what we actually want.
Okay.
Because right now we have to press like 4 buttons to go to the right stuff.
Yeah.
And I'd rather just start like
Let's do it.
getting these nailed down.
Let's do it. Okay, so where do you want to start?
So everything's gonna be on the driver?
Before you do that, can we see the D-algae for here compared to L3? And can we see the algae,
Yeah.
D-algae for here
Labeling.
compared to L4? we gotta be dead on.
But I think we also want to. I think we want to grab harder.
We'll figure
Figure that out.
Yeah.
Is the arm angle correct?
Go back.
Yeah, I'll just let you do it.
Go ahead and stop.
I don't think so. No. I think we're just gonna have to go full force.
I guess he needs us to be enabled.
Ideally, we would be able to run the elevator up in the algae position.
Yeah, which is right there.
You want me to enable?
Yeah. Hey, drive up.
Don't drive up.
Yeah, I'm worried about.
Well, bring the elevator up. So you brought it to the L3 position. Is that what you did? Okay, we want to be lower than that.
Okay, yeah, we can.
I can give you set points right now.
Yeah. You're gonna wanna unplug the motors.
All right, ready?
Yes. That?
Yep.
23.0 or
I wanted to do that first to see if we could use the same buttons.
I see.
I don't think the answer is no though. Right?
What?
We can't go L3 and that's not the right height? Or are you saying it's good?
I thought you said I don't think the answer is no.
Oh. I don't know what I said.
Okay. Yeah, we
The
need
answer is
separate
no.
buttons.
I think put them on 2 separate buttons.
Alright, you wanna angle give me the number for the high one?
Yep. I think right there.
Okay. 40.0. Okay.
You were putting it out in the universe. And we'll get some sponsors on this here soon.
Yep, Rachel's coming in at 10.
Brian's sticking his hand through it last night.
Oh yeah, he just tried to reach straight through the sponsor panel, just whacked himself.
That's why we need stickers on it.
Yeah.
Alright, how are we doing on button stuff? I got the set points.
You want? So what's the logic for the algae?
What do you mean?
Like it's like hold this button, go to this position, or
It's
I
like,
guess we want A to be stowed position.
names of the robot.
I guess
it's
we want
like press a button to go
So if you got ideas,
to lift
you can
up
give
the
them,
lift,
and then,
put the arm out,
we'll
pull
figure
the
it out.
wheels
position
on.
until something else is commanded.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's like go to this state.
go to this state and do this. For algae, we want it to go to this state and do this. We want it to go to this state and bring the arm out and intake.
Yep.
And then stay like that until we eject. it.
Reset step 10. We're skipping the steps. Sequence algebra out, once up. That'll take.
Okay. All right. You're right. I'm just
Right
talking
now
to
we're
the
gonna
button.
press the button.
I'm talking to the button mapping.
The button, you press the button, the elevator comes up, the arm comes out, and it's turning the intake on.
Let's make X our stowed position, and then we go A B Y up the controller for the higher positions. Is that cool? Like reload, you know? I feel like that's good.
X is. Okay.
X is reload. Go back down to stowed.
I moved coral intake to X, but We have 2 intakes, so it should be something else.
Why not L? We have 2 scores.
I'm agreeing with you.
All right. So what is A? A is like stow.
No, A is L2,
L2.
L2, L3, L4, stow. It's like reload, you know?
Oh yeah. Okay. So stow.
If that makes sense to me.
Is,
I think those buttons are the ones you're hitting the most. Because
Yep.
you're making runs between here and here.
yeah. Coral's gonna be way more common cycle time, like cycle-wise. Yeah. Okay. So stow is 3, and then L2 is
1.
Yep, is 1, and then we got L3 is 2. Is this a
Flyby. That's 118.
then L4 is 4.
Poop
Alright, so
chew.
let's get those 4 buttons working all the way. Should take me a minute.
We call a robot sewer because it's a poop chute.
Sewer.
Yeah,
How
seriously.
do you know her?
Oh,
I'm adding it to the list.
Oh, that's a good one. I haven't heard that. My apple.
My hours were at Flyby's 118, 2019.
I know stuff. And it was the best video of all time.
All right.
Not really.
I don't know, I
Actually,
like
think
that.
I think it's like a top 10.
I drive through and flyby videos that are side by side.
L2, L3, L4. Okay, so if we press the stow button, the elevator wants to go to the stow. And what else do we want to do? We want the algae to go to stow. But algae stowing shouldn't turn off the motor, right?
Reese, where did the Neo go with the?
Bad ones right here.
Does it look bad?
No, it looks fine. What are we doing on time? 9:30. Making good time right now.
Press L2, the elevator wants to go to L2. Press L3. Elevator goes to 3. 4 is 4. Wait, these are a coral.
What?
If we press any of these, we should be stowing the algae
Yeah.
manipulator, right?
Yes. I think with our robot, we're going to operate on the assumption we're doing one game piece at a time. Our robot is not designed to be able to hand both game pieces at the same time. Like this?
It can.
No, it can't. This is in the way of the coral.
It definitely can if we do coral first, but we'll just assume one at a time for right now.
Oh, like you go up to score? Well, can you go from like let's say we go up to L3. Can I then hit the low algae button after, or let's say I go to L4. Can we then hit the high algae button after it and go straight to here?
Yeah.
Then that's fine.
Score, yeah.
Then that's good. We can
That's
do that.
one game piece at a time.
That's one.
But it's functionally, yeah.
That's what I think. That's how our robot is a little limited.
When we press these 4 buttons, we're not running anything else other than the elevator, right? We're making sure the arm is in stow, and then that's it, right?
L2, L3, L4 are all like just move elevator to position.
They are the only things that should override the stowing.
And the algae.
Like they're the only ones. They're They're the only buttons where we move the stow arm without first checking if we're at the correct elevator.
Move the stow arm.
The what?
Enabling.
I'll do it.
Oh, I see.
I said,
Let's call it the wrist. What?
It's fine. I just had other.
Yeah, oopsie.
I had the other controls still enabled, and that doesn't really work.
use double command.
Is the elevator plugged in?
No, it's not.
Bro!
Sorry, that's on me.
No.
Disable?
That's it.
Slip the mine, you know what I'm saying?
It's the mind.
Sorry, I was making you lose your mind.
Why elevator?
Oh, bro, LEDs?
Yeah, I have them.
You wanna make an effort?
Can. For some reason L3 is not working?
Hit X. X works.
Alright, let's figure out why L3 is not working.
Alright, here's one thing for LEDs.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. Alright. Yeah, it's fine.
LEDs come in through here, go up here, across here, down here, across here, up here, across here, down here.
Yeah. Don't use the old ones, I don't think.
Yeah, there should have been a new pack of them.
Enabling. Alright, what other controls are we doing? Score? Oh, right trigger score?
Right trigger is score
names.
Just, okay.
It's probably just eject right now. It'll be dependent
This
on
doesn't
which
look like nearly enough though.
what height you're at.
Reese, Kevin says you lost to naming privileges.
Excuse him. Says who?
This I think happened in chat. You got 2 bros from chat when you said the C word.
What?
I have tons more. If that's long enough, we can use those.
Well, they're not protected, so
Okay, the coke slope.
the
The what?
The coke slope.
No.
Phantom.
Opium.
Phantom. Okay, Phantom.
Of the opera?
Red Pearl.
Oh.
Red Pearl.
Skibidi score.
Yeah.
No, don't. I can't believe you even said that. That's better than sewer?
That's some L Riz.
Oh, God, boy. What's that? Oh, yeah, we could. We could or we could just go from here.
Yeah, I think that's
We can go under. We can go.
Then you get three sides.
What do we need plugging for real? Do you need to do it, right? Or,
It depends what type of connector it is. If it's a certain type of connector, I can trim off the corners.
Right now, we are button mapping
Let me take
and adding LEDs.
yeah, I'm guessing you need this driver.
Yes, all I have to do is seal off the clips.
You need this driver. Max, just ready for you.
Not right now.
Yes, we gotta put them on.
I gotta flip some wires before you plug it in.
It's some field.
5-volt continuing ground. The only major flaw is a directional connectors. That doesn't make sense. PWM is
Yeah.
5 volts in the
We do that,
middle,
we
so
do that.
if you flip it, it doesn't.
You're just going back in the field, right?
Yep.
I can do that.
Also, like in the trash.
Is the PID tuned?
Ish. On the elevator, we still definitely have some more work we could do to it, but it's at least most of the way there, and we feel that that's enough to show. We want to move on to other things to show the audience some more.
Bottom feeder.
Bottom feeder.
I like that.
I like that.
That's
That's good.
Okay.
Because our algae score is a bottom roller. I mean, it works.
Pick up from the feeder station.
And it kind of can. Hopefully.
Beryllium.
What other helps the elevator? You have stove, L1, L2, L3, L4.
Low algae, high algae.
L1 is, oh yeah.
L1 is
I'm
stove.
calling it A1 and A2.
What?
Algae 1.
Algae 1, algae 2. Love it.
Just easier to get.
Let's see that bowl. I just came back to my home. So right now does not work as well. Someone needs their house cleaned. I charge $45 an hour.
I do it for 40.
Whoa!
$39.99. That is thrifty.
Sorry, chat.
What's the score button?
What?
Number?
What's the what?
Score.
For what? RT for coral, RT, RB for algae.
Okay, yeah, we got Peruvian, we got Dutchman, that's heavily
Wait,
suggested.
right bumper for coral?
No, right trigger.
This?
Yep.
One.
He's right. That's what I'm wearing.
The Dutchman.
Dutchman from Indiana.
I think I got a little bit of Dutch in my blood. I'm not sure. Training simulator.
Yeah, field reset. Woo!
Someone suggested ocean spray because it's cranberry.
Oh, it's strawberry, but it's good.
What's the brand? Is it ocean spray?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Yeah.
There must be other brands of cranberry juice, right? Ocean spray. But the only recipe.
Alright. The other second goes. Enabling.
Okay.
Driving.
Backwards.
What?
Backwards. Drive backwards. Okay. Algae intake.
We're doing elevator and coral score.
Okay. Got it. Algae scoring.
What?
Corals.
Corals.
Okay.
Coral.
Got it. Got it. Okay. L2, L3, L4, RT, eject.
Sea stepper.
Okay.
I'll be out.
Right here.
Or you, yeah.
What?
Slide sure somewhere too.
I mean, it could be a back control.
No, it's working.
How do you do the L1 scoring? I assume that if you just eject it with when you're at L1, you should do the L1 mode of scoring.
Yep, that's what's it.
Alright, Reese, you're going to start routing these if you want to.
Yep.
I'm gonna run it. Enabling.
Do you have the tip pass?
Yep, it's trying to scroll.
I guess I can do that.
Where you get onto it.
No, you should use the tokens.
I can just go through the tubing.
You should use the tokens. That way it's easier to cut a zip tie and replace it.
Alright, so. What port does it get plugged into with the port?
It gets plugged into the PWM.
This one right here?
See the number 9 guy?
Yep. Which direction?
Don't worry about plugging it in right now. You're not gonna.
I'm just gonna, it goes there.
So we can drop this a little bit.
Where's the pad at right there?
We can't plug that.
Oh. I mean, we can just put the sheet on top and squish it. Squish the LEDs.
Oh, it's okay.
It's built up a little bit by the. You want to start laying out some pads on that side? I'm thinking just put some pads along that face.
The radio's there. So you want to do it on that?
Let's go on top of it.
Here.
Here.
I think on top of it would be better because it's at least more visible.
Yeah, I don't want to block the lights.
What lights? The one oh I'm saying like on top of it. Like
Oh,
go
like
on
this
this side.
way.
Yeah.
On top of the bar?
Yeah, make sure you're exposed.
Don't crank down on those.
Too tight?
We can snap the conductors. That's too tight.
Can I run things again?
I mean, you put one more zip tie in and
That's
Yeah.
no driving.
fine. I wasn't planning to drive.
Good?
And you can go a little tighter. Yeah, that's good. I should just stick with the left side.
This looks good on the side though. This looks really good on the side.
You want it on the top.
Oh, but the radius on the other side.
I know, but like, what if that one
Alright,
was like,
hands out.
Enabling. Okay. Trying to eject. Oh, the elevator shakes me out.
did we bump something?
No, one second.
They're driving now.
It's trying to score low.
I would stop. The motors are trying to run right now.
That's fine. Yeah.
They're trying to go up over.
We're not ejecting on the coral ejector rate?
No.
No. Actually, one of them. No.
Okay.
I'm hearing
So you're-
Very creaky.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's for the elevator, so.
this side.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
On the side, you guys want me to go on top?
On top.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about these pads?
Leave those pads. Leave those.
Just doesn't, yeah, it doesn't work.
Put more pads on top.
I'm pointing you could now, but I think I fixed it. And with auto coral ejecting. Somebody have a coral handy? Okay. Can we get hands off?
Yep. Hands off.
Enabling. So, stow. And then eject.
That should spin it, right?
Yep. And then, I go to That should be straight. Oh, wait. Let me go slow first. I don't have a good sequence to stop the intake right now.
Is it just a hold?
No.
Can it be a hold?
Oh, yeah, it should be a hold, right? Yeah. Let me do that real quick.
I'm going to go directly to the tutorial. I don't think I'll go around the keynote.
Yeah.
Did you hear what Corey said about not going too tight on music though? You should be able to stick this through here. Well, in this.
This is much easier to run zip through it than inside.
Yep. It's going out. If you guys get a pause point for your hands.
Okay, out.
Alright. Anybody?
That's 100% spin.
And I've got manual trigger.
Nice, okay.
So put it back in. Put it back. Put it back.
Corey in the back.
Okay, if I go to L2.
Straight. L3. Was that you pressing it twice?
Don't touch it.
I got you.
Yep, and then L4. Okay.
Hoop. Sorry.
Okay. So, what's next?
Algae.
Well, wait, what are your, oh, how'd you score?
Yeah, algae score, or de-algae. Height and actuation.
Okay, where's, oh, height.
Actually, that's not higher priority.
We want to score.
I think we
all
started
the way.
at 6.
Really pointed out. Was it one? Oh, sorry.
It's not as high.
I think there's another one there.
You got some?
Zip ties and dreams. That's what this robot's held together with. A little bit of gap tape too.
Okay, so we've got intake state is none, which is off. We have intake, which is from the feeder station, and index speed, which is when we're trying to slowly index it. Okay, yeah. A ready state, which is also off, but then we know we have game piece, and then score, which is like doing the thing.
180.
I didn't do that, but I'm glad it's special. Although it won't matter.
No, you must do it. Maybe it's a tiny little here. Jordan, let's break our robot. Jordan, let's break our robot.
Hey now.
Jordan, let's break our robot.
Remember, like, house raised was it? Like those, well, it's the mean house raised job.
There you go. Oh, you guys suck.
Did I lose him?
You were walking towards me with them. So there. What do we do with all this extra?
Cut it.
Bring it around.
Actually, yeah, we can just throw it in the little area of the chassis that's open. I mean, are we worried about the power consumption at all? I don't think
Yes.
so.
The Rio is not that good.
Yeah, we are tank. We have like infinite battery supply compared to Swerve.
Right, Jordan?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go plug up a bunch of batteries to make sure we have them charged.
Good call.
I think we've used 2 batteries in the last 3 days.
I mean, none of it's wrong. Because we come out right over the border.
Academy for allowing us to use their space at your arms. Overall, we're really thrilled. It's been a great 3 days. We are so excited to have been able to do this year, and we're really looking forward to next year's next one. We also want to give a huge shout out to Milwaukee Robotics Academy for allowing us to use their space, their field, and also show off some of our progress too. It's been fantastic to have their support in this project. We're really grateful for it. We'd also like to thank Robotics for helping us broadcast our progress all throughout this amazing journey. And like, subscribe, check out their channels for all sorts of information about other first competitions and racing.
Why are these guys down 2 hours ago?
Can somebody throw a coil into the intake thing so I can see what laser cam looks like?
Laser cam activated.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm Will, and welcome back to day 3 of...
Is it all the way on the bottom plate?
No.
Just put it through the back. Oh, yeah. That's the furthest away it could be, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do a little bit more. You don't want to see it there. But this hacks the elevator's up good.
It's a cool design.
If we didn't have that hex there, we would not.
Where? Where are we on?
You should see it bending when the elevator goes up, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that. I mean, it's bending right now.
Really?
It's like
Well, the
We tried to
tension.
properly push it.
it's fine.
We should take off the end of the PWM so we don't fry our Rio.
Yeah.
You want to bundle that cable up so it doesn't fly everywhere? And the compressor still made it on.
Let's go.
It's counterbalanced.
Now we have pneumatic.
Where is some of our counterbalance?
Just start rolling it. Actually, don't roll it because it
Alright.
Do it. Just kidding. Don't do it. LOL.
But big.
What do you guys say? We throw these on the robot?
You can just line the
Safely somewhere.
You can just line
You can't
the
just sell it in the belly
drivetrain with it.
van.
What?
You cannot just set that in the belly.
Of course.
Should swap out the axles.
Yeah, actually.
Vertically along the red peanut and just a bunch of tape.
You just put it like on the drivetrain.
You know, I put it inside the drive base. Just looking through here.
Oh yeah, I see.
You can put it in there easily. But I don't want to zip tie it.
Well, if it's inside the drive base,
Can you, Reese, can you
You
pull
set
the
that.
coral out? And then put it back in? Okay.
It's all the way on the bottom.
Okay.
Good.
That's what I needed.
Wait, when does it say that it no longer has it?
We do not have it right
Reese, you gotta go slow.
I don't know. Let's just
now.
move.
Spin the wheels, but do it by spinning the wheels. Okay. Oh yeah, they're right. Okay.
How about now?
Oh, yep, right there. That's the edge.
You can see it there. Now, wait. Go back a little bit. No.
We still have it. Do not have it.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's almost
Is
perfect.
that a safe spot?
Yeah, so the edge in which you don't have it is a good spot to be at. So if you just
And it's going to have momentum. So
if you stop it the moment you stop seeing it, you should be good.
Okay. Well, we got the. I want to use the other Redux one too, but like right now to just shoot it fast, we'll just use the laser cannon one as a single state.
They're going behind the battery, Reese.
Oh, just on the frame, zip tied.
Are we cool with zip ties?
What else are you gonna do?
No.
Just put like a bunch of zip ties. Yeah, go for it.
Oh,
On the frame, right there.
Inside the frame.
you can do both.
Inside the frame bit.
Down low.
Yeah, in here.
Are you gonna be able to do that while leaving the robot exactly as it is, so I can test?
Yeah.
Okay.
As
Then.
long as I don't hit the power button.
We can do on top as well, Reese. Or wait.
Yeah, when we go to take the battery out, we can do this really
Well,
easily.
you can just take it out. Not put it.
Yeah, you are correct.
keep pulling.
I'm not gonna be able to put two side by side. Am I hitting that? I'm hitting that.
At least center.
All right. So what's the logic?
So
If we're in the intake state, and then we see. Okay, I'm just gonna write this down.
it might be easier to use the Redux one. You run the wheels until.
I don't have all the libraries set up and stuff yet.
Okay.
Like, I'm getting readings from the laser cam right this second.
So what you're gonna do is you're
So
gonna
I'm gonna run it high speed or intake speed until we see it, and then it's gonna switch to the indexing state, and it will continue to run until we see the laser can go low,
That's
and
a
it'll
way to
switch
do
to the ready state.
A way to do it with one state would be intake state. You intake until you see redux and no laser.
I'm
we can't
I'm
do
saying we don't have anything from the Redux stuff yet.
Oh, we can
Ryan
do
wrote the
one
code,
here,
but
not one there.
it's
Okay.
entirely not in this code base right this second.
I. Yours. that block touches connector, robot goes short.
Alright, just go on top. I think that'll be way easier for us.
I'd unskip this. Maybe I have to do it.
Yeah, let's just get this out of here. Snips. Snips.
If it's in the intake state and we're holding coral, switch to index. If it's in index,
Yeah, you guys really failed at your job.
Actually.
if it's in index and we're not holding a coral, stop.
And move to index.
Yep. And periodic state equals ready.
Red.
There's a ready state. Okay. Makes sense. Checking this in the periodic task. We're switching on state. If it's intake and we're holding it, we'll switch to the index speed. If it's index and we're not holding it,
All the boxes
ready.
over.
If it's ready,
By that.
if it's in ready, and we're, oh, we have no clue about it. Check.
Will
Oh,
pressing the button.
pressing the
takes you
button.
from any state to
If we need the intake speed to be different than the eject speed, we also have this score state, right? I guess after they let go of, if somebody pulls the trigger, let's wait till we need a button to start the intake back up. Like I'm done scoring. I want to get another thing. Do you have a button for that? Like set? Or is that just if you pull the trigger?
LT
LT? Okay.
is the intake button.
The coral intake button.
If you hit that, you move from any state to
Hit once. Intake coral. LT?
Right. We're just giving out names on the stream. First my mother's, now your father.
Alright, so else.
Not yet.
Yeah, AI autocomplete is pretty cracked. Okay. So, if you hold the score button, if you're in stow, we're scoring L1. If you're anywhere else with the elevator, we're scoring L2 forward. If you're not holding score and you're holding intake, it's just you set the intake.
Can you push forward on intake?
Oh, we don't want this anymore, right? We shouldn't need to stop. And in theory, right? Like the else is. Because as soon as you hit this, it's automated, right? You know, assuming we're not buggering it up. This should work. First try.
first try.
Oh, I should probably change the speeds. I think the index speed is. Oh no, it's slower. Let's try.
That was satisfying.
Oh my god, you kicked the LED strip case around the roof. Alright, enabling. Oh wait.
Two seconds.
I said it before I was enabling, and then I looked and then realized what was going on.
Almost all the time.
Very node drive, battery outside of robot.
Yes, sir.
Can you put battery back in?
I mean, still very node drive. Steel not secure.
Can you guys pause? Because if this doesn't work, it's going to be more time for me to test. Enabling.
Why did it stop?
Okay. It stopped when it saw it, and then it must have stopped seeing it. So you need to see it, and then put a weight, and then it goes until you stop seeing it.
We need to debounce that. So you need a counter for cycles.
No. You intake until it's seen here.
We're not using this guy yet.
Okay. Well, we definitely need that sensor.
Nope, disagree. Eventually, yes. But let's try it again. It's because it flickered right here for a second.
Yeah, we need it.
Can we try it again? So indexing speed needs to be lower because we don't want to sing it out that much.
Yeah.
Let me store it.
Yeah, we're going out too far.
Okay.
Indexing speed's too high.
That's slow. Oh, we have momentum. And these aren't speed controlled.
I think they're in coast mode.
Brake mode.
Put it on ready.
I was like, there's no way that the
Yeah, they're in
loop
coast
is
mode.
slow.
Should I not change the speed then?
Yeah, leave the speed. I like the speed.
Okay, so a debounce on.
Yeah. So you're gonna make this add in speed? Or just one at the top. You can call it index or rebalance or something. Rebalance. Set it to 0 to start. And then if you are in the intake state, and you see
That was like perfect.
If you're in intake state,
and you see well,
I like that better.
you
Not sure if you can see it because
that, but you don't go to the intake state until it's a threshold.
So I'm not going around this because I don't want the battery to hurt.
Alright.
So I'm going to consoles.
sit back at
You need the one line in there for you to see. A robot sign. The set to 0. And then make that 3.
Steps. I got him.
Why would we not want it more than that? Like 10 is fine. We're not going to go through the entire intake in 10.
We're about to find out.
Saying, don't you want it to be a larger than safe value? Versus this, if we accidentally get some noise. Yeah, maybe it's fine.
It's a balance between having another indexing state where we back it back up. Because like if we overshoot, we can't raise the elevator in front of the read.
If we overshoot what?
We overshoot this L. We cannot raise up the elevator at the read.
Yeah, but if we undershoot,
You can't even raise.
we think we're ready, the game piece is in the elevator, and then we crunch.
That's something that
I would way rather be like that.
I'd rather overshoot than undershoot.
That's what I'm saying. Alright, deploying. I pushed it back to 10.
Okay.
I think it will be.
That's
I think it will be plenty.
200 milliseconds.
Nice.
Is it a second?
All right, that's a good start.
That's
Oh.
Tyler.
It is?
There's a ding and dong.
Was
What?
it this one?
Yeah.
Now he's messing with us.
I mean, it could be someone else.
Enabling? Oh, no. I saw everyone clear out, so I.
Sure, did you say? Gearbox issue last night. After the.
Does it go inside the frame and
Just
just
leave
do
it
that
for
hole?
now. We don't care.
No, it was the sport.
Okay.
Alright.
Retaining gears.
Clear out, please. Enabling.
Hey, let's do it multiple times. Make sure that's consistent. Eject. Eject.
I don't know what happened.
Why was that?
That's perfect. Well,
I didn't change anything.
yeah, I know.
What?
Are you just triggering off from the
That's it right now.
Is it
Oh.
still updating at like 100 or 10 hertz?
No, not so much. This one, then.
He's got a 10 cycle debounce on it, so 200 milliseconds.
That is like check.
200 milliseconds is slow.
Yeah, it is.
Really
There's
low.
2 lines, right? 1 second.
Yeah, but like zoom in and just check the two.
Min 25. Hour 30 minutes.
Okay, that's fine for now. You want me to lower it from 10?
Yeah, make it 5, and then I guess we start dropping the speed. But
Yeah,
this
that's-
is, I guess, good enough.
Once it's in there, we can drive at a really slow speed with the index.
Try. Can you? Well, something you might drive back until it triggers it, like real slow. I don't know.
That was going to be the next step, but it would be better to get the redux going and just use it in
I
top.
don't think we have time for more intake indexing. Enabling?
Yeah. I got you. Eject. 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 Yeah, run it at slower. Run the indexer at a slower speed. Yeah, run indexer at a slower speed.
Just worried we're not going to actually intake it, but
You can get less debounce, or more debounce manually if you're going to slow it down.
okay, I did that.
Signal that.
Well, Greg, would you be able to hand me game pieces?
Maybe do it from the station because they come in with a lot more velocity.
Yeah,
than
I
everything
would.
else.
So, oh. Alright, I'm going to enable. Disable.
Go. Eject.
That's gotta be perfect there now.
Sorry. T.
RT. All me to shoot. Shoot. Wait, one more.
One more cycle, so it stops because we have no button.
Nice.
And then disable.
Nice.
And that clears.
Not sure.
What site?
It's close, but I think it does.
Well, it's gonna get scored, so it'll brush by going up.
Yeah, that's what I think.
As long as we don't go like down.
Hi. All right. What's next?
Algae. Actually, maybe running a cycle.
Yes. Let's do it.
Is that better?
Yes. It was working pretty consistently.
Should we take the sponsor panel off?
Yeah. There's a few cases where
Jordan, make sure you note which way is up.
we call it ran.
I was just about to comment as well. Let's get the cut right.
Good ties.
Alright, I'm enabling.
Okay, you got a call. Go score. Let's do L1 real quick. Okay, going to take L4. I love it.
So,
Okay. Are you let go? Hey. Intake.
That's a problem. Well, I guess you could still do it.
What happens to your intake right now?
it's gonna spit it out.
Let's go, yeah.
We'll do alright.
Oh yeah, the batteries are like 11.
No, of course. I'm saying, be done driving after this replacement.
Where's full cycles?
It's weird perspective. Drivers are gonna have a fun time.
You need a camera that's like in line with your thing. On your television.
Yeah. Well, it'd be pretty easy to put one like right here.
Well, not really.
3 scores?
Let's get battery out.
USB cable.
Let's get battery out.
You're wrapping everything up.
We don't really have a lot of time, so let's keep moving really fast.
Alright, we'll move on to what are we doing next?
All right. That was scoring. So that was all good. We need to get the algae positioning all done.
Yep. Do we have buttons for that? Oh.
Yeah.
D-pad,
Down
left, right?
D-pad, up D-pad. Or we can do left, right. I don't know. Out there.
Up, down's fine.
That was bad.
What was
What?
that?
Give processor and grounded, take it. Give processor and grounded.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Can be left and right.
Lots of magic mode.
I'd make lots.
What?
Wait.
No, processor is L.
Wait,
Processor is
wait,
SOD.
Stop! Where did you see smoke?
I don't see it. I smell it.
Okay, I heard a noise, but I,
I heard
didn't see
something,
it.
but
Intake went. Check motors.
ooh. Ooh, that is way too low.
What's this?
No, like the wire.
Yeah, that means the Nova is cranking. Which
Oh,
wire's one? This one?
Power, yeah. No, it's this one. Like it's pulled up a bit, but it was.
I saw the intake jiggle.
It smells like it's that one, and that one is also warm. Like the case.
Watch out. Why does that Nova turn on when I turn this?
Well, because it's generating voltage.
Yeah, you're doing correct.
Okay.
But wait, but that one doesn't. Yeah,
All right, we gotta turn it on, and
yeah,
we
turn
gotta
on.
know soon enough. We gotta know.
Whoop. You heard that, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Intake motors.
Shorted.
I don't know.
What the fuck? I think this controller is toast. Is it turning on? I'm gonna turn it on for just a second.
Can you start swapping out for spark?
Yep.
I got it right here. Is it both good to go for you?
Nope.
Or you need a new
Breaker just popped.
What?
Signal.
These can't actually work or not?
I see if I can get one plug in.
Hold on. Is that the motor? Oh, that's the motor.
What?
What? Well, the motor just fried, but the controller shouldn't have been sending out power this one.
How do you know?
Because I just saw smoke coming out of it.
The motor?
The motor. And it was also hot.
Is it wiggling?
No, but it shouldn't have been powered.
I know. Okay.
Start changing it.
Yep. Alright.
Greg, can you get the door?
I can get the door.
Do we have another Neo with do we have another Neo on the sport?
No. That's
It's not a cut accent.
I don't know. Oh my gosh.
That's what Tyler's does?
Yeah.
Yeah. He always rings the doorbell, so I don't know.
We had a Neo over here, but we are suspect of opinion test on that one.
You need dent Allens for that?
Yeah, vent piper too.
And then you dent.
Yeah, I'm just
Turn one off and after robot.
Woo! 80 minutes! Alright, I'm just gonna press on. This motor's good, right, Corey?
it's this one.
Corey, you got 2 sparks, right?
We're not doing the change, I don't think.
The motor controller we're saying is good? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, we're gonna assume.
Okay. Okay.
Unless the motor controller cooks the motor.
The motor controller cooked the motor.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what Ryan was saying.
Well, let's test it.
It's easy enough to like the motor runner.
We're gonna have to use a different controller because this one's blowing it up as soon as we power it on. But yeah, let's test it because if it still turns, like it,
Wait, we can test if the motor is.
that's what I want to test is see if the motor is cooked.
Unplug the bad motor controller.
Yeah.
Unplug the good motor controller. Plug the good motor controller into the bad motor.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Two different screw sizes. We're gonna need a different LED for the top left.
Yeah. Then
Yeah.
I know I have one now. I just didn't know where.
Alright, so I've got the good motor
Good motor
controller
controller
plugged
plugged
into the bad motor.
Yeah, weird.
Alright. And I'm going to unplug that. Alright. I'm turning the remote on.
That motor is not attached.
This guy knows what he's doing.
What?
We're taking that one
No,
off.
no, hold on. We're gonna test the motor and see if that.
Okay, it's not attached. So, you can put that off. Do you want it back on? You didn't like earlier?
No, I just want to run it once.
Jordan, are you working on the algae stuff right
Yep,
now?
yep.
Okay, just making sure.
But we want to enable this? It's on.
Yeah.
Comms, yeah.
Once you have comms, enable it, and then I'll stick my hand in and stabilize it. Actually, no,
Yeah.
just run the motor.
Yeah.
There's still one screw in.
Yeah, your hand's
Either
free.
Nova
Yeah.
went bad or Neo went bad first, and it's kind of causes.
It
It's
shouldn't
on
have done
404.
anything when it was just turned on though. Like, it shouldn't have been outputting power.
Do we have a bin 532?
A what?
A writing on 532? Okay.
Ryan, you ready? We're
Go
gonna
for
run
it.
it.
Yeah.
Enabling. Is that driver?
Intake.
Runs.
The motor's on.
Like, it's probably degraded, but
Did we loosen that motor?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, so let's tighten it back down.
Yeah.
We need another Nova.
Oh.
Or
Need another Nova or switch?
we need to
Unless we're
replace this
switching both,
Nova.
it's gonna be a
Or
pain.
do we want to switch to Smart Max?
What
Jordan, what do you
Jordan is
Another
right.
another Nova is gonna be way faster.
Alright, another Nova is.
Another Nova doesn't require any code changes.
Well, it
Nova.
requires programming. Can you?
Yeah. If you
Yes.
hit me with it, I can get that.
Holy, that Nova smells bad.
Yeah.
That's the
What did
motor.
we do?
That's the motor. that you
Oh.
smelled. The Nova was just output, like stalling the motor or something. I don't know.
Okay. But the motor wasn't hot.
Okay.
The
Which
motor is hot
which
now.
motor controller is this? The left one? No, this is right.
No, hold on.
This is right.
This is.
Right.
It was the right one, yes.
Don't miss these
That
kids.
motor. Mark that.
Cool. Here, yeah, give me. I gotta show you.
Oh.
Yeah, it's warm. This one's left motor.
Yep.
We're running normal firmware. So there's no way
Like,
our API changes
No,
should
no,
allow that to happen, right?
yeah, because it's you just turned the breaker on and it started outputting power. Not turning the motor, but like
As I said previously, any new motor controller vendors want to send us their motors to get tested? They'll get tested. 2 for 2.
Who's left after this?
Well,
Kraken.
Jerry?
we're not
Jerry?
using the,
Somebody's got to support us.
we're not using the brushed Andy Mark one for this year.
Of course,
Force.
Yeah. Okay, just to triple confirm, it's the right hand motor controller.
it is this motor.
Right.
Right.
Right hand. That is
Just
12.
yeah,
It does.
yeah. That
said the other one's 80, right?
Yeah, but sure.
I'm just trying to copy the exact thing.
Yeah,
that was
no,
on
it's
there. Alright, here you go, Corey. I'm gonna go put this in my
You want to
bag.
tuck those behind in the end?
I'm gonna plug them in here first.
Is this battery done for right here? Like, we burnt this?
No,
Dead?
it's good.
Is it a good battery?
I mean, it needs to be
charged.
charged, but
I was saying, we burnt this?
there's a difference between burnt up.
Yeah, I know.
I think we should all know, given the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Jordan.
What?
Fun. Andy Mark. Thrifty Bot. Cranberry Alarm.
Redux, I need to get you the.
You want me to get that?
Yeah.
Have a look.
You want PNG? Is PNG okay? Okay, I'll get your PNG. Hi.
We got on the shirts and then didn't follow through or
Wah wah wee wah.
Plug it in.
I did.
You did? So that's power? Okay.
That was on battery swap.
Yeah.
But that's, we need to remember that. Like, we had been running it. It worked fine.
It worked fine, and then like you swapped the battery, plugged it in, then
I forced the battery for testing.
I don't think it's a battery. Like
It's unplugged. It's unplugged. Nope, nope. The other one that's not plugged in.
Yeah, but this is plugged in. It was detected none of them.
Weird.
I'm enabling IntelliOps. Can we get a call? That was a weird call. That's interesting.
That's exceptional, real. You have a backup.
Nope.
Alright, we need to. Go ahead, go to. We got enable?
Enable.
Disable, re-enable.
I was in a weird state elevator one. Yeah, probably. I have re-enabled twice.
Oh my god.
Tape?
No, it's not bad. It's just that.
It's not going under. It wasn't under that time. It was in the thing. It was just like this.
Yeah, I know. Alright, enable. Let's just keep going. We don't have time to think about it.
Grab it. Grab it. More, you got still, bro. Show up, drop.
Drop?
Yeah, we got this.
Alright.
You get something like that, probably just go trop, right?
Yeah, we go try. Roll forward. Step all the way into the wall.
Slight turn to the right. That's
This is too low.
So is it?
It is on set. So
Yeah, you're too far to the left also, so take a right turn.
Yeah, but you're too low.
You want me to do
Yeah,
this?
I want to see it. Alright, let me reverse that point. You want to know what this up is? Keep going, like where you're going. We want to be high rather
I
than
think
low.
you would be on that.
What was that?
There's
motors.
noise again.
And the motors.
Wait, what motors?
The gearboxes. Wait, hey, we need 10,000. Back up, Corey. You need to deploy code again, or no?
We need to read
Enabling.
top section of
Did you guys try the algae step ones yet?
No.
Try other elevator functions. There was a state I disabled and enabled, and the elevator didn't do.
is the elevator down all the way?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's thinks it's a 2 right now, so
That's fine.
well, the set point's going down.
That would be why.
Is the
You might have to change to it.
is the chain still tight? Is it there just
Yeah.
taking one slot? Then yeah,
Yeah, we're
the
good.
chain skip then
I also just shot the robot, so.
I mean, we could have skipped the top chain on both sides, right? And that wouldn't affect the tension.
Driver get one.
We should restart robot code to reset that.
I gotta reset now. Deploy. Enabling.
Wrong control.
Oh, right. Wrong button. So.
Please hold that.
No. No.
Here's your final thing before I cut.
the interclear control. Oh,
I can move however.
yeah.
Move any record read outside.
What's that? It's the interval control.
High zone is 5 on the elevator.
I can do that, but they're centered right now, Jordan.
Oh, it was kicking in. It just wasn't moving.
We can't worry about the elevator tuning right now.
Well, it thinks it's stowed right now. Right?
No.
It's
Hey
enabling.
there, Meredith.
So you're at 0, so you're at negative 0.14.
That's why I said when we hit the limit switch, you just re-zero.
If you think that's effective, then do it.
There's the sport gearboxes have some stuff. We shouldn't always do that.
Okay. Okay.
Chill out, chill out, chill out. You need new set point numbers?
There's a
Yeah.
there's a threshold. There's a threshold where
But we're within it. Like, so the set point is 23. Like, you can see it correcting back.
Someone remind me to plug the elevator gearbox back in.
You got it.
Right there.
down a little bit.
Yeah, right there.
Oh yeah, because we want to roll
You want you want this one up here? We didn't see the other this one.
Go for it. That was the 9.
Right there. Right there.
You guys moved it. Right now?
Right now.
Okay, that's the same set point. Put the motors back in, please.
Good.
Is the arm sticking out enough?
I think it looked good. Let's see it again. I think we might have touched it and moved it.
You're low about 3 or 4 inches.
We're trying to figure out why.
Yeah.
That is, we're at 0.35 at the bottom. So we're 0.35 off from 0. So let me reset it. Now we're at 0 again. So go high.
You're consistently low. You can just set the set point higher.
Yeah.
2.5 inches high. It's not inches. It's rotations
of the motor. I mean, I could just set 2.5 higher.
Okay.
You can try that.
If it works, it works.
And let's hope it works.
And then 2.5 higher on the other one, or we haven't tested it yet.
It'll probably be like 1.2 or something.
Assuming it's like linear scaling.
Yeah.
Anyone?
So, that's a problem.
Well,
the motor's turned off. Stow turns the motor off.
Oh, okay. We need to be able to go to stow with an algae.
Oh, wait, I didn't press stow.
Press like level.
Enabling. Okay. Just give it to me. Let's give it to me. Still turn the motor off. Okay, so that's just a quick problem. I'm gonna go forward a bit. What is that? Is that?
that's a belt.
Oh yeah, belts
Don't
are.
worry about it.
Oh,
Hands
no,
off.
let me
Hands
go
off.
on disable. Let me at least try and fix this a little bit.
Okay, algae stow should not turn the motor off. Press the stow button for algae. We're just gonna do whatever we're currently doing. It's off, it stays off, it's on, it stays on.
That's probably fine for the entirety of that roll.
Yep.
It just does forever what you told it to do. I mean, it would be nice for it to stop after the score, but
Yeah. Do not
Reese.
have a knife, yeah. Just be careful. Alright, we good to try? Enabling. Oh! Can't score it yet.
Oh, okay.
As a matter of fact, we cannot inject it yet.
Can you just do a quick drive around? rock?
What?
Rock the robot? It's fine.
Is this like the low height?
Let's try and limit how much we're running this.
You have to give it a twirl so that it stops the motor.
Well, oh my god.
It's trying to go disable.
Yep. Why is that belt twisted?
Yeah, these belts are going toast.
What do you mean I have to give it a twirl for it to stop? No, he's saying we should limit how much we run that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought we were talking about for the Novas.
This is toast.
Do you have another one?
Yeah. Okay. I need some help looking through this box real quick. I need to find a 170.
Okay, let's keep mapping buttons for things we want to do.
Yep.
Eject algae.
Eject algae is left bumper.
Okay.
Wait, never mind. Yeah.
170.
Sorry, right bumper.
15
Sorry,
right bumper?
Right bumper.
Right.
Left bumper is intake for ground.
Left bumper is what? Ground algae. I'm just algae right now because it's here. What is 1, 2, 3, 2, 6.
Wedging that motor helps, right? Or
Okay, eject first. First thing. If get eject algae. Yeah, one thing.
Alright, can you find a 180? Okay, there's definitely 180 in here somewhere. Looks like we're trying to find a 180. Okay.
are you gonna go through the 2x1 reads? Oh, 180s.
So we have to put another bracket on.
So the issue is that we cranked the tension, and so it's running this belt into this.
Okay, maybe we just clean this belt up right here and just try and run with the thinner belt.
We don't have another one of the same length.
No.
Should we change the other sprocket to the Make it looser?
That's
Hop on the black toolbox.
We can move to the other sprocket, and then we'll probably do a popping.
That's probably okay because we have the encoder, the other 50 for the through-board encoder on the output.
This
No,
is
popping on the. We won't be able to hold an algae.
the algae holder.
Oh yeah, right.
Let's get it. Let's do it, and we'll just put tensioner on the 15 tooth. See if we can get that to work better. Can someone go look for a 15 tooth pulley over on the benches?
We're in the pulley box out now.
No, it's just it was one of ours, so it's just left out.
Yeah,
It should be silver. No, this it should be barely bigger than the hex.
Oh.
We need a 1/8 driver.
It's on the field. Or nearby.
You certain 1/8 is? Oh yeah, the right angle.
No, this red one?
Stop popping the plate off from the churros and the 532 that's on there.
I'm sure you gave me the files.
That's
No, I'll use this for robotics solution. We'll use that. So,
not that it's important, but
Get a
the
half
LEDs
inch,
plugged
half
in.
inch.
Yes.
We're going to 964, get a half inch wrench.
It's just something else I can work on at the same time.
164 is happening. We're good. All right, we're good. You loosen this 532?
Yeah.
No, don't
I have nothing to grab onto. It won't come off. Because before we were grabbing on the back, but it's not connected anymore. So I got to take the shaft bar off.
All right, good.
Oh, is that not?
Oh no, they're not tied together. Okay.
Just pull it off. Just pull this off.
No, they absolutely. Oh yeah. But then we can't hold on to that. Okay, hold on to that as tight as we can. This.
I know.
Grab a hub. Huh? Oh.
Nice.
So we're taking that, spark it out.
Alright. Idler looks like what, Reese?
You're gonna want a piece of churro. Actually, I got an idea. Some juice boy.
We still have like still a bit of time. Reese, I have a crack idea. How about some hex bearings?
Yeah, you want to use hex bearing.
Yeah,
And
burn
then
to the churro and that'll.
does something go over the hex bearings for more? So what do we use?
Tape.
Yep. A hub. No, it's not. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, just fill up, what's up?
Can you get me a cigarette up there?
What?
Cigarette up there?
Yeah.
I got it in the space.
Hello?
You got.
That's. It needs something rigid. It needs to be tight.
I know you really fill this up.
Where the bearing's going?
Oh,
Do we have any idler sprockets? That is stuff bearing? That's all we just take? This thing's gotta be tight for us to grab it out.
You can move those spaces if you need to.
We're rubbing on both sides of that bed.
What
What
we're getting
port is
now?
are the LEDs plugged into?
Yeah.
What port are the LEDs plugged into?
The last one,
9.
which
W1.
is 9. They're not plugged in.
Oh, I was told they were plugged in.
I unplugged them.
Okay.
They are now plugged in.
Hey, at least we can look cool.
Here.
Put the shaft bar back
You
on.
need a longer, now because you have that light there.
Other way. Keep going. Okay. Alright, keep going. Keep spinning cord.
started though.
Can we put the shot color back on?
Yeah. I'm not too worried about it if it's still working.
Okay, so we're going to be pulling on this. I need a 1A spacer. You need a 16 spacer?
I got one right here.
And then I need question up here. I'm going to do a quarter and an eighth. Eighth. Can we loosen the back side of this bolt? This churro right here? Can we loosen that bolt? Because I know this is simply
Low profile, or is it fat?
Where's the eighth
Low
one?
profile?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I checked in. Several hours later, I was still in bed.
You're an acre?
that one's fine. That one's fine. It's this one that's the problem over here.
Back one.
Yeah.
Can you do it from that side?
Yeah.
Don't forget that 16 spacer that was in there, Reese.
Yep.
You might be able to just go straight down from the bottom. That's probably easier.
I dropped it.
This guy?
He's got the hex.
Half inch wrench. Half inch wrench. Right here, Corey. Right here. On the. Okay, that's perfect. Okay. We just need it a little bit tighter. We're good there. Okay, stop. We're good. Get out of the way.
Belt, dude.
Yeah, I guess we can't do that. Belt. You gotta do the belt first.
How convenient, though. Thanks, so red. No. That's fine. The red one? Sure. So 4 would get you where at?
16? Got it?
We went straight.
We're sure. When we order them, we're not sure who always.
Okay, quarter 20 bolts.
Okay.
Were they the ones?
It's a little shallow one.
I was like, oh, what can I do while they're debugging things?
Oh, got any over here?
Just give you our timing for today.
Here's one
So
right there.
we'll probably want to be done with any sort of extra filming we do by 3 o'clock.
Yep.
And then be out by 4. For
The 8th driver.
She's fine on midway, so I'll drop off that sort of thing.
Or the 8 box.
Yeah.
Got it. You can start using it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
There you go.
Jerry wanted to try to do some sort of reveal thing again.
Yeah,
One more. Where's the last bolt?
yeah, that was our
Right there.
plan too. Yeah, Reese has got to be out by 5 at the very latest. So yeah, it's similar time.
Okay. How you guys doing?
Could be better, could be worse.
So, about
But
typical
someone
for
got the last
robotics.
for the show.
Yeah.
And we can fake it for the video.
Whoa.
Jordan, do you have an easy way to stop the algae intake?
As
We
in,
need a stop button.
Yeah, we need to like reset it.
like,
How is it currently going? Because were you just holding it that whole time?
no, once you hit the button, it goes forever.
Okay.
We need a stop
Goes
button.
forever or until you do another action?
Until you do something else.
Okay, so if I go to L2, if I go to A1 and then go to
Yep.
stow, will it stop running?
No.
Okay, we need a stop button.
If it stops running, you lose the algae.
I know, but we can't be running like this forever right now, or else we'll run through these belts.
Oh.
We need to
I
stop
All
it.
of it is we need a stop button. That's it.
What do you want?
That's on the D-pad.
Yep.
Just make it right on these heads.
Could that be an everything off? You want coral to be able to be turned off too?
Keep going.
Fingers in.
Hold up, wait, stop. Okay, do it one more time.
Yeah, touch the Lego and stuff and
Okay.
Velcro stuff all over.
The headlight is here.
So this belt is sliding up against, but it's all impregnated now, so it should hopefully be okay. Corey, we made that. We're using it again.
Yep. 2018 to the rescue.
You're not the one who's got on that and leave all over him.
Oh, well, you get to pack it all up. Dictate wherever you move, no matter where.
So you know what stinks is I essentially need to split this back into 2 kits because I have Portlandia stream on location in like a couple weeks, and then we'll have filming for RCF, which is a different kit. So.
Okay, we need to move the entire programming desk right now. Because we would need to be able to drive through here to go to the processor. So we'll do that here in a second.
Start clearing off tools, please.
Okay, we're getting a sub algebra right now.
You want to enable and test algae?
Yeah.
What else are we missing? We need to tune L4 score, because currently we can't do that.
Ground algae, if we want to try, or we just say.
I think we just say we have the possibility with more time we can make that happen.
Well, we can already do that. That's already in my code.
You haven't tried it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but we have a stop button now, so like if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it
Like, is the ground algae height of the wrist right?
No.
Okay, enabling. Okay, I'm gonna go to low algae, then I'm gonna stop.
Okay, you gonna go to stow? Okay, now if you didn't hit stop, would the go to algae 1 and then go stow, but don't hit stop. Are we okay with the arm? Okay, hit stop. Are we okay with the arm?
The belts are fine.
Are we okay with the arm going back in for when we go into stow?
Yeah.
The arm's not left out. I think it's fine. Okay, let's go ahead and go to A1 real quick. Drive up. Drive up. Now you can press it again and we'll go. Okay, stop.
That one might
Okay.
be partial.
The elevator problem?
Yeah, now I'm going to I have a quick fix.
That one's carbon fiber, yo.
stick out the arm a little bit more?
Yep, that too. Do that as well.
One thing at a time, please.
What are we changing here?
Just the wheel, the wheels.
Oh, they're getting closer together. I see. Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Here, I won't change anything else.
Got a good hold on that thing. Oh my god.
Ready?
Alright, yeah, ready.
This is the time when we up that current limit.
Yep.
I think we don't stow it the wrist either.
Okay.
You could drive slowly.
Like, don't bring your wrist in. I agree with that. And if you hit stop, your stop button should reset also. Your stop button should put the wrist back in the stow.
That's maybe dangerous.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Why?
Because if there's a ball under there.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It's fine.
But how are you going to get the wrist back in the stow?
Oh, that's a good point.
You hit reset on L1.
We'll just leave it as it is right now.
Yeah, you can hit reset on L1, that'll hit back and hit stop at the same time.
We're losing game pieces when we try the ground intake.
Yeah, so
Do we have a button for ground?
it should be LB.
So no.
Are you enabled?
Anyway,
Too high? If you up angle right now?
yep.
Okay.
I like it angle. Remember you want it a little bit lower than the top of the ball? Right there?
Yep.
162.
We need to check A2 also. We changed the wheel configuration.
Yep.
We may be too high now.
Too high is kind of not a problem. Because it'll climb up the top. Enabling. Disabled.
What is that? Belt skip here.
Something is skipping.
Enable. Ground intake.
Which belt?
I think it's the
What is this?
It's
no. It's the wrist belt, isn't it?
yeah,
The wrist.
Because it keeps it bounce up.
moving. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Ray. That is what it is. So I think right now it's trying to hold its position while the
What's the wrist? Sorry.
yeah lower the current limit on that, and that should.
It's 10 amps right now. It'll be fine.
We're 166 to 1, so that makes sense. I think fine. It's leave it. Can do you have an eject button?
Yes.
Wait,
It's
what?
score, right?
We squashed it?
Yeah, score RB.
Enabling.
You were popping.
Oh, can you take the ball out?
Yeah.
Enabling. So we would be like.
Stop. Let's not unnecessarily run the
Yeah.
LG as much as we can.
So ground intake. No, don't put it in. And then we have the ball, and then what's the right bumper? Is
RB.
score?
Yeah, right bumper. No, you don't need.
If we're scoring is opposite directions. If we're in
Yes.
ball is the ground or ball is the other way.
Yeah. How do we know that? Based on the location, based on the angle of the arm.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Okay, 11:35. How are we feeling? Guys, I'm gonna say we all look great though. All these jerseys going on, we look great.
Uniforms?
Okay, so we have.
Okay, after this, what is left?
So.
No, go fast one up. That's Corey. Just don't do that, please. Then after that, let's see if we can play around with L4 and get that tuned. And if there's nothing we can do, then we say we just failed at it.
We're gonna put a big stamp that says fail.
Yeah, I mean.
It is what it is.
I think we want to be hitting it at like
Higher points. Well, so that's what I was thinking about. Is that I thought because it's you want to hit low because then it would have here and it would have the best chance of
roll it way too well.
Yeah.
Would probably help. I wish I could do a hoodie on. No, like it's like the neck thing.
I cannot believe that 21 pregnant
Existed.
exists in bits.
Oh yeah, I also kind of threw some stuff around, so later we're gonna have to go and clean up that area that I just messed up. I just rubbish through it, ravished through it. That's for sure.
Alright, he'd be that guy. You all got about 15-20 minutes before we
Yep.
once we get ready.
We'll call it at 11:55 on work on the robot and then start prepping. Is that okay? So let's have 2 batteries ready to go.
And we're going 4.
Put it on the other side of the driver's station. We're gonna move all this out. So when we hit up here, what's moving? Okay, so this may be a large source of the issue.
I think it is. It's not rigid enough to actually like push against. Get a
We have no hook Velcro.
Big piece of plywood.
Or get a giant 2x4, get our longest 2x4 we have, set it in the trough and have somebody on each side like pulling it down.
Yeah, we can do one here, one over there, one right here.
No, I'm saying just set it in the trough.
Yeah.
L1, like all the way
Is it
across.
just why can't you just step on it?
Because that's way too close. I don't want people that close to it.
Okay, I'm pulling out and then ground scoring should work. Can you take the ball out?
Yeah, because it's gonna. Whenever you said we're popping, did you mean we're popping the ball or the sprockets are popping? Okay.
Alright, don't put it in. We have the ball right now. And then we go to score it, which is the right trigger.
RB, no.
That's out, right?
Yeah, that's out.
So if I go to go, yeah, now it's supposed to.
Stop.
Okay, and then I'm going to go to a low algae. So we picked it up. Now I go slow, and if I eject now,
Good. Good. Okay, now we should probably up the current limit on the wrist, or the intake.
wheels.
And we'll up it until we start seeing popping.
Just a little bit more positively, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
It's 15 now?
It's not 20.
Okay.
Because we can't, when we're coming down from A1 and A2, we're losing it.
Hey, Blue.
If we can go from A, go down, I'm good.
That ball is cranked in there.
I'm good.
That's
perfect. Jets? Okay, let's do that one more time.
Let me score.
Yep, that's what I was going to do.
No, just like, let me score right now. No, put it up in the read. Up in the read. That's a go.
Driver skill. No, you gotta go. You gotta do more than that. You hit. Yeah. So we may need to hold it at a higher height.
Wait, why didn't that work?
Because we hit the wall right here. The ball hit the wall and
I'm going up.
through the ball.
You're saying we need to like be.
Yeah. See, with the ball is hitting the wall, so what we need is we need to be able to like angle. We need to have it up like this to be able to.
Just the same angle.
Yeah, just don't stow it. Put it at the.
There's no reason to stow it.
I know.
I'm saying is that
there is a reason to stow it.
to keep inside the starting config.
Well, yeah, and we don't want to be sticking out and hang ourselves on L1.
You're right.
There is a reason, but we can just ignore it.
So how do we know when we have a ball? That's what I was saying. That's why I think reset needs to bring the arm back in, because then you can decide when you want the arm to stay in. Because you go from A1 to
we're just the arm is going to be out until, well, maybe just forever, until you hit ground intake. The two states are after we start is ground intake or slightly out.
Okay, so
for right now, I don't think that's it.
Okay.
It's
Nice. Thank you so much. No, that's amazing.
Once it's down, it's really hard to do. Once it sticks to
Yeah, that was great. That was amazing.
they're all on the inside of it,
okay.
so if it does get like hit and scratched, the stickers won't.
Yeah.
Can you guys think we can find a way to put a put a D and a UX right there?
What?
DUX.
I mean, I can see what the jerseys are and do it, but
No.
not today.
We should just do the IRI. Giant white piece of gap tape. Write whatever you want.
Just cover your red.
Alright, let's do algae. If this algae works, then we're going to try coral again.
Okay.
Enabling.
Beautiful. Stop. The RB, is RB a toggle or a hold?
It's a hold.
Okay. So you held it all the way when you walked out this way? Now let go? Okay.
Oh, wait.
It was on when you were out here. When you came back from there, it was still on.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's just, it's just turn it on.
It should be a hold.
No,
I don't.
it's too complicated to do it right now.
Okay. I just don't want this thing to be running very much.
Then you tap the stop button.
15.
Okay.
Roll. 10.
L4 time.
When Corey's driving, Ryan, if you could,
L4 time.
like, just talk to Corey every
Where are
time
the
he
coral?
runs the algae intake.
One
Just
there.
like tell him to stop it.
Two. Where are they?
They got two.
All here.
Oh, okay.
All three?
Ri3D, intake.
Alright, can you hit stop? How do you, I guess, how do you bring that, how do we go up to L1 now?
What?
How do we go up to L1 right now because we're going to hit, it's going to hit the base. Okay. Okay. Cool. Stop.
Why is that one?
Please stop.
Just.
Alright.
Just release them.
Here you go.
So it doesn't
If
get
you're driving,
too
just there's no
That's
reason for me to be driving.
I don't know.
Just because it's not too
the
much.
algae down.
Actually, do you want to do this?
Just
You're doing it.
press
Mark.
stow. Oh,
X.
when we stow,
Hit X. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why we need to have the reset on the stop button.
what do you, okay, just
The
tell me.
wrist needs to go back so we hit the stop algae button.
Okay. Stop algae.
You're enabled still.
Turns your power off and
Forward. Let's try not to run it whenever we can.
it stops the algae and brings the wrist back in?
Yes.
To the stow angle or to the de-algae?
Stow angle. Because we want to be able to.
I've got multiple. Oh no, that's fine.
I'm gonna deploy.
Or do you want to?
What was that?
Corey went down, he had disabled at the same time.
Yep.
Do you want to eject?
Or say it's
What's the reset button? You have it.
what reset button? Reset
The
elevator?
position reset for the elevator.
Yeah, I have it.
Thank you. No, you brought all
Is
those
it all the way
through.
down?
I was saying, that's my job. I feed and I do this one.
Yep.
That's what I do.
Okay, enabling. Let's reset to 0.
Let's test the chain you just made. Stop. Or I guess eject this. Go score it.
Your left if you're trying to go to the point.
Stop here. A1.
A1 is down the reset.
Disable. Why did the elevator not go up there? Is it this bug again? Re-enable.
Enabling.
Go up. Okay. Re-home. Go back to reset. X. Okay, down D-pad.
Yep.
Down D-pad. Okay. That was you that did that?
Yeah, I did
okay.
that.
Down D-pad. Down D-pad.
Just don't tell them buttons. Tell
X.
Tell me what to do.
Oh, stow position. Okay. Okay, now, wait. We want one more. Okay, well, I guess it did kind of.
You're right in the middle. Can you get a slight manual button on there for me, George?
The reset button to your controller?
We need to test algae ground intake. Okay, we have 5 more minutes to work. Then we're done.
George, can you get him a manual controller? Or is that too complicated?
No.
Alright, tighten chain.
Yep. But the tight chain, we're going to be bending the plates.
We're just gonna tighten that left one a little bit.
I think that's why we're popping chains, since we're all that force is making those chains bend, making center.
We're also doing some cursed PID right now. Like, we're not doing profile. We're just full blasting it whenever we press the position button. Right?
Yes.
But that's way too much time to fix.
You have profile already, but it's not tested on profile.
Can I get a half-inch wrench?
The back button is now reset elevator. Is there a lead date?
Oh yeah.
Kevin said they were not meeting, or not even virtually? I don't
We
know.
don't
No.
know if it'll happen.
Hold there.
I thought we were not meeting.
We told the kids it's most likely not happening.
I mean, the email that
We can do all this one.
and then from Shaver sounded like we're not allowed to meet. That's the way I interpreted it.
No, Julie said she didn't. No.
They sent it to, like, close to
You learning.
was already tight. I kind of just wanted to change this.
Right. We don't have to do that.
Back a little bit.
So
I don't want crazy tight.
where is the
So now they have two different types of e-learning.
Still like these from this
They
pattern.
use fancy words for them.
There's wafer day, which you don't have to do anything.
Well, that's different.
Yeah.
That's a third thing. There's two different types of e-learning days. Used to, you had like so many days to do it all the time.
It's fine.
Now you have those type of days where you have 5 days to do the work.
Another
Or
30 minutes.
it's actual
Okay,
live.
let's go.
was crazy.
Those are the worst.
Yeah.
Can we, if we still see some popping, can we lower the speed of the elevator?
So I should take that.
Alright, let's go. Are we ready?
It's bounce going up.
What's the reset for positions?
Back. The last one.
What's the range of travel you guys are doing?
We're gonna stick basically in this side of the field right here. Processor, human player station.
We should try ground.
So not over there.
We're not really gonna be going over.
Or sorry,
Ground algae.
Ground algae.
Reset okay. And in the stow position.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, you have to stow.
Put
Okay.
Reset.
Now L4.
Reset work.
Are we low because
Yeah.
position? Okay.
Then skip.
Stow position.
Go.
No.
Go to L3.
Everything's low.
Is
Stow
it?
position and reset.
Oh, the first time is?
Okay.
Let's reset.
L2.
So go. No, go L1.
My bad.
L2.
Oh yeah, L2. I mean, we could just grab it.
This is so low. We need new positions. New positions.
Or
Thank you.
just power cycle the robot.
No.
Yeah, everything's
Go
low.
to stow. 0. Lift the elevator up to the position.
I'm
So
low.
go L2.
Yep. Okay, ready? There's L2.
Okay, 9.5.
And then we're ready for the next one.
Yep, go to the next one.
Download it.
Okay, it's also 0.5 off. Yep, you're fine. Eight.
Let's hope for good.
This feels better from further away.
Alright, put it all the way down.
Plug elevators back in.
Yep,
I
I'm going.
can't guarantee answer.
Okay, we need to find a way to kind of hold this down to show accurate scoring.
Yeah, why is nobody listening to me? Yep. Just that.
Someone go on the other side, right there. You just kind of hold down for it. Hold down real hard. So I think this is what we'll have to do when the robot goes to score on L4.
Alright, I'm going to enable. Is that
Low.
I mean, we're under the set point still.
Under the set point?
Yep.
Like we're not reaching the set point?
Go to stow. No skipping. Go to L2.
Low.
We're just enabling now.
Alright, so we up everything by a constant.
And just poor man's. Alright. 5 minutes is up.
We up G.
No, we up all of our positions by a number to boost it up.
The difference? Okay, wait. Are you on? Okay, can you? You're still enabled. Go to
I want
L1.
2 on each of or
Go to L1. Or sorry, go to stow. Now go to L2. We're at 5. We're at 5. So that's fine. I know I can up the difference of what we're at. We're -4 and
before you do that, I'm going to turn it off and turn it back on.
Sure. Alright, one joint.
Because the rev, I don't think the reset is working.
smaller.
Yeah. It just got real. It's the same motor. Is the motor killing it?
Well, we unplug it and we roll on with it.
We don't like it.
Hold on. Do you want to turn it back, turn it on? Just.
Yep. Ready?
I just want to get ready.
You want to take the coral out?
Yeah.
Ready?
Set it.
Turn it off, turn it off, turn it off.
Kill it. Yeah, it's
Both of them twitched. Both of them.
Spark Max is on in 3 minutes.
That's its
Same.
own change too.
It shouldn't. We're only doing percent control, right?
That's the decision we
Like,
make.
we don't.
And we have time.
Okay, so I need to talk with you.
Alright, testing black.
I say
It's that or we don't run
What are the
it.
Yes, you hear it. Alright. Testing orange. Testing gray.
I wasn't even.
Go get Spark Max.
Testing blue.
Zero time on something.
Good blue.
Do a couple
That's
more.
what we need.
Blue.
We need 532.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, cool.
And
A couple others.
Huh?
Be a little gentle when you put them down.
Those are
You might hear.
set up.
Yep.
Yeah, you do it to me. What?
Both of them, but
This is the gray one.
these are right here.
Good.
off the other one.
That's easy to fix with the.
Okay, orange.
That's
Just
Good.
unplug the other ones.
No, I mean in
Black
code.
again.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we need the space claim. We need the space claim.
No,
It's 11 to 5 area.
Okay, we're gonna, hold on. We're gonna do one more. Leave them all hot. Don't mute anything.
Okay, well, let's just take 2 volts to get it off.
Okay.
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Okay, test them one at a time.
Black.
The holes we already have pre-drilled.
We could use the bolt holes to
Orange.
The hole we already pre-drilled.
Yeah. Gray. Testing. Blue.
This is 11.
11? I thought it was 9 and 10. No, it's 11. 11 and 12. What's 11? Left or right?
Left.
Left? Okay, so this is right here. This corner, this is 11.
One sec. I need to be where you are. I need to plug in the cam before it goes up because this is the one with the first thing connected.
Nice.
Okay, so before we start, make sure we hit record on our end on that side. I'll give the estimate to hit record and then click on the wrap.
No, they're not. Oh, they're not? Okay. That's good. These are good zip ties. Sorry. Can you hold the spark line? Or you go on one zip tie? You don't need to? And that's.
Yeah, unplug the on this. Where's the net rev controller coming out of right now? Where's the net there? It's over here. These two need to plug together.
What's the Spark Max is just set percent?
Just set.
That's it. Thank you.
All the numbers, like all the auto indexing and everything, is that all going to still be there?
Should all be fine.
there's fine.
I'm gonna turn it
We
on.
can tie all these together right here. Yep, all good. I just kind of around here. Corey, pick them up.
Sorry.
Here. Let me get this one.
Just gonna need to keep it going, right?
Yeah, is it preheated or we good?
Right now they are doing some rapid motor controller changes.
Actually, that table doesn't get going. It stays.
Why?
It likes it there. Jordan needs to code.
Snips.
Corey.
Ryan, snips.
Good job, guys. That was mechanically fast. Please, you can drop this on.
We know it should be in that corner.
It might be backwards.
Yep.
But that's a set number call.
We're just gonna take. Labeling.
Two behind the driver's station. Okay, intake, run. Intake.
Hands looking at everything.
Hands plugging the boat.
This can't do.
Those are flashing blue, so no one is in there.
No. That just means wait. They're set up for brushless, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Can you enable?
Labeling.
Okay, so they see the enable signal. Are you driving it?
Fine.
They're not doing anything.
Do you have robot control?
Reboot 3.
I can't hit that button.
Tyler, when do you want to
Just wait.
call it?
Just wait.
I don't know if you guys have something working for that.
Is this the one that you had?
We'll deal with that later.
The tape one, yeah.
Let's just get the robot working.
So, overview reads. We're going to talk about our strategy, the actions that we wanted to do, what we achieved. Then we dive into like drivetrain, chassis. We talk about how many motors, no pneumatics. We're using an entirely passive intake from the feeder station, no ground intake oral. Ground intake algae.
Yeah, so I guess start with strategy first of all, and then we'll start going there from breakdown component to component.
Switch out my joysticks.
And then we'll go from
Enabling.
Oh
okay. All right. Let's go. You want to do a quick L4 test?
Pivot rolling. Oh, yeah, pivot rolling.
Someone hold down with me.
You ever change those heights? To the right slight bit.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good.
That's good.
Sit there. From further we would need to release it. I guess we just failed on that sense. We didn't make it, so let's just, I think, move forward.
No, yeah, that's great explaining. You thought it would work because it has positive control of it instead of like the passive.
With more tuning, we think.
Maybe.
Maybe.
There's no guarantee on that one.
It will look like it works in the reveal video. So.
Yeah. We'll like cut to here and just like drop one on.
Yeah. Anything can be done with movie magic.
Completely different camera shot. It's straight down.
Drink some water before I start talking a lot.
I think this water's fine. If no, it's not fixed. What's your name on it, Grant? Big dummy? Well, I would need a marker for that, do I?
It's like 5 minutes.
Throw it at you, not to you. Where is this going?
You just go against this wall.
What's the... We're driving... Oh, there's a pool there. That was... Pointing all over again.
Or you can go over here.
We're not going to do any videos or anything like that. Just so we can go awesome.
Okay. Do you want to just give me like a...
Where's the car?
I don't know. Give me if I will look to you or something.
Yeah, I'll put my hand up or something like that if it's relevant. I'm going to try to keep the questions relevant to what you're talking about, and then ones that if they get asked later, we'll just put it towards the end of the show or something.
Got it.
All right, chat, we're going to be starting in just a minute. Chat, I'm just going to give you a heads up right now. We are going to try to take questions, but questions that are relevant to what's being presented at the time. So if you ask a question and it's not something that's relevant to what we're presenting, we're probably going to wait till the end or may not get to it till after this whole show. So please ask questions that are pertinent to what is being talked about at the time.
How's battery voltage? You want a new battery?
Yeah.
Behind the driver's seat. Behind the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Here's like a good spot to have them put microphones down when they're not using them.
I thought about it. It's fine there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Alright, we got all the algae nearby.
All those mics are currently hot right now, so if you need a mic, you can grab it, put it back there. Just be gentle when you put it down. And we did test these, so hopefully we won't have any issues. Hopefully. We'll see. Yeah, chat. So we've tested the audio like 4 or 5 times today. So we had some audio issues yesterday. So if there are any, please let us know. After a couple of you tell us, so we'll be able to find it and fix it. I mean, the Kamikos we can switch to pretty quick. So I don't think there's going to be issues.
It's live.
Oh yeah, these are live. Sorry for chat about that one. We don't have, if the coral may get stuck in a few instances. We saw that. We don't have in eject. So we'll just have to say that. We'll tell them that we know that an eject button would solve that pretty easily.
Once you guys are ready, let me know.
All right, we got 4 algae here. We got 3 coral there.
Rough order up there.
Yeah, so we're gonna start off just quick introduction. We don't have a name for the robot, so unfortunately. But then we'll give a. Yeah, I think the first thing we want to start off with is our strategy. Ultimately, what we decided to do. I'll break down.
I should just go through in order the stages we build the robot in. Elevator
Yeah, I'm
first,
pretty sure, but
talk
I'll.
about the elevator.
end
then
effector.
end effector, and then ramp.
I think we want to talk about our strategy first.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
people get that, and then
But
go
robot
through
system.
mechanism to mechanism.
We started drivetrain.
Yep.
Drivetrain, elevator, end effector, ramp.
I mean, the ramp is part of one of our strategies because we decided from the start that we didn't want ground intake. People are going to want to know about that. I'll talk about that in our match strategy, our strategy of what we want to do.
All right.
I think we're ready. I'm going to pass off to you guys. We can do introductions again just so we all get to talk one. All right, we all ready to go?
Yeah.
Tyler, we're good? All right. Hey everybody, Cranberry Alarm, Ri3D here. I'm Reese here, and
I'm Corey.
I'm Jordan.
Today we're going to break down our robot for our 2025 game, Reefscape. We're going to start off by just breaking down kind of our strategy for this robot and kind of what ultimately made some of our design decisions and what led us down the road to end up with the final product you see here. So one thing we noticed about this game is the prevalence of or the importance of coral. Coral has an impact on basically 2 out of the 3 bonus RPs. And from that, we knew that there's plenty of scoring locations for coral. There's a large cap in terms of points available. So we kind of decided that was going to be our big priority. We didn't know at the start if we wanted to be able to do L4. We kind of knew that L2 and L3 were going to definitely be a priority as we really wanted to be able to do those. But then kind of looking at the designs and thinking, looking at our an elevator concept, we realized that with a 2-stage elevator, it's actually the dimensions kind of work out that you can reach the height of L4. So we decided that we would build a robot around this capability, and ultimately this led us to here. And then from there, we also knew that algae was going to have a really big importance in the game. One, it allows you to score more points on the reef, so this is going to be really important for maxing out your score. And then also, it allows you to get the co-op, which is going to allow you to get more RP. So ultimately, algae was our second priority, and coral was going to be our first priority. Along with coral, we kind of knew that picking up from the ground was going to be really difficult this game, just due to the kind of variability in this year's. Compared to last year with the note, where the note comes in any orientation, it'll be the exact same. This year, you can pick it up from the sides, or you can pick it up vertically, and then reorienting that to be able to score it, we knew would be a really big challenge to solve within 3 days. So we decided to build a robot kind of centered around the human player station, where the human player gets to decide the orientation, and from there, our robot can just kind of accept that, and then we can go to score it. And so we knew that with some of these design implications we knew that also climbing would be a really, really big challenge. Climbing from shallow and climbing from deep would be a really, really big challenge with all the packaging that's needed to go into this robot, along with the 3-day restriction. We knew that it might be out of our reach, so we decided to focus our efforts on trying to build the best possible robot that we could that does coral and algae. And even that was a huge challenge for us. But yeah, so I guess moving on from there, we can go ahead and break down, unless you guys have anything you want to add on our strategy.
The only thing I'd add is Reese mentioned earlier that we had a priority for the level 2 and level 3 coral. However, our initial strategy discussion basically said, L1 will be really easy to do. And then we went to get some prototypes running and started testing it. We actually found out they bounce out really easily. So that was an interesting kind of plot twist for our strategy. And we ended up being able to fix it with our end effector, which you'll hear about later.
Yeah, and we really kind of lucked into that solution. I think definitely teams shouldn't be overlooking L1, even though it seems like a really easy task. You may build a robot that can do L4, and you may miss out on L1. And I think it's going to be important to remember that. So yeah, we can go ahead and move into some of our mechanisms. I'll start with our drivetrain, and then we'll kind of go from there. But the drivetrain is really simple. It's AM14U4 chassis with a 10.54 reduction, running 4 Neos with our 6-inch high grips. Our chassis dimensions are 26 width by 28 length. And this is the chassis that we've been running for the past 3 years on Ri3D. We loved it. It's held up really well. Probably has the same wheels from the first day we built it. We're really happy with it, and it's just very robust. So not much really more to say about the chassis from there, so I'll go ahead and pass it off to Corey. He can talk about the elevator.
Right. So the elevator that we ended up selecting for this year was a Thrifty Bot 2-stage elevator kit. There are plenty of elevator kits around. It's what we had available with a powered option. So in 3 days, it was important for us to have a power option, pre-built for us, and the chain and pulleys for powering both stages. But I'll go ahead and go into a little bit of the dimensions for this elevator. It's sitting around 6 or 7 inches off the ground, and each of the vertical segments of the stationary stage and the first stage are 36 inches tall, which puts us right at that 42-inch
max height
limit. We made a mishap whenever we were manufacturing. We made the vertical segments a 1/2 inch too tall, and so our overall robot is actually a 1/4 inch too tall. But whenever we're showing scoring demos for L4, you'll be able to see that we could raise our elevator a good 3 or 4 inches higher than we actually need to in order to score on L4. And so with more time, we would have moved some of these components to chop down our elevator height and get us within the height limit. That's just not something we could get around to. But I'll go ahead and go into the driving part of it. We're using 2 Neo 1.1s with 12-to-1 sims. Those are coupled on the back of the elevator here with a hex shaft. We found that with a lot of weight on our end effector, the end effector is 21 pounds, coupling these shafts was necessary. There's a lot of torque and force on these motor mount brackets, which we ended up modifying to sort of squish down our package into this 26-inch width robot. You'll notice that we're running SD Sports with chopped Neo axles, and that's just so this Neo isn't hanging over the bumper a good inch. That was necessary to fit within the space constraints. I wanted to highlight one issue that we ran into that with more time probably could have fixed. Reese, can you try and lift up the elevator a little bit?
Yeah, it's maybe difficult with the robot on.
Yeah.
Let's go and give it a shot.
This bearing right here on the Thrifty elevator kit just is barely squeaking through and rubbing on the SimSport. So if you're going to go for a reduced package like this and really push where you're mounting these motors, make sure that you're not colliding anywhere. With more time, we could clean that up, but it's working well as is. And with powered up and down, it's not really an issue.
I think the theme of this robot is going to be with more time, we can make things better. I think there's definitely a lot that we missed the mark on this robot that we got to a good part, but I think there's a lot of things that we want to improve on this robot. Yeah, so moving on from there, I guess we'll talk about the end effector and the ramp. I guess on the first kind of design, when we were designing this, we designed the coral part of the end effector first, and then from there we kind of looked at, okay, how can we fit in an algae end effector or algae manipulator and whatnot. But one real important part of the end effector is how it receives it or intakes it, which is coming from the ramp, which is right here. And we knew kind of from testing that this was something that would be really viable for us to do. It was, especially with picking up from the ramp, other games like 2017, this has been done before and teams have had pretty good success with it. So we knew that kind of this is something that we wanted to do, and kind of we did a little bit of iterating with it. You can see kind of there's some bends right here. These were kind of straight at one point, and we had to bend it to make it a little bit more room. But ultimately, this worked out really well. And to accept it, there's these 2-inch Thrifty Bot squishy wheels right here, which will then spin and redirect the coral into the end effector. And from there, it just kind of moves it in. We use this laser can, also from Thrifty Bot, to position the game piece correctly. And then I guess another point of that is looking down to the end effector for the algae. We're driving this with 125 to 1 max planetary, which then drives a 36 tooth pulley, which drives a 48 tooth pulley that's bolted directly to the arm right here. And this will basically actuate out to about that far, and these wheels will spin, allowing us to grab the algae off of the reef. And we found out that it works pretty well. The lining up is a little bit tight. It's pretty much similar to the coral in terms of the tolerance you have left to right, But we found out this works pretty well and has a pretty decent hold onto it, and we're only running about 20 amps current limit on it. So if we up that, we could probably have a bit of a better hold. But we're running the drive of this intake right here with a 4-to-1 Neo, driving a 15-tooth pulley, then driving a 42-tooth pulley, which then drives this 42-tooth pulley down here. And this axle right here is actually a live axle for the pivot, but a dead axle for the intake. So if you see the axle is pivoting here, but when I rotate here, there's bearings here that allow the pulley to rotate around the axle. So that allows us to kind of sew it in a nice configuration and also kind of hold the game piece right here. And we'll kind of show some demos of that later, but yeah.
One thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, let's grab a couple questions from chat coming in. Question asking from Zinc Zoodles says, given the substation intakes were challenging last year, how was the decision made to use a ramp for the Coral intake system?
Yeah, so we knew that ground pickup was going to be really difficult. And with the kind of the flexibility that the human feeder station has, and the fact that there's 2 human feeder stations and 60 game pieces behind the feeder stations, we knew that there'd be a surplus of game pieces for us to work with. And considering, like with our robot right now, if we turn it around, we can basically go from the human feeder station directly to the reef without ever having to turn around. And that's a really big thing for increasing cycle time. To do something like this, if you remember our robot from last year with flip side, we grabbed from one side and flipped through. Pass-through mechanism with ground intake would have been something that was really difficult for us this year. So ultimately, we just kind of decided with our resources, this would be the best thing for us to do.
Yeah, I want to highlight, we really wanted a pass-through mechanism, and we actually prototyped some active capture mechanisms right out of the chute, but we decided for simplicity and not overcooking things to just run a simple ramp, and we found that that worked.
Mm-hmm.
I'll grab one more question. You might get a little more into this in a little bit as well, too. Or actually, we'll grab this one from Timmy. You guys mentioned some sensors on the end effector. What made you choose those sensors that you had? And any more details on those sensors there?
Yeah, so like you mentioned, we do have 2 sensors. Up front, we have Can Color by Redux Robotics, and then the laser can from Grapple, provided by ThriftyBot. So some of it is down to sensors we had on hand, but also these sensors are both very fast and matching the game piece. So that's one thing that we've had issues and kind of varying results in the past with, things like limit switches and bumpers, where if the game piece is not exactly where you expect it to be because it came in a slightly different, or you get hit while you're intaking or something like that, you can get some mixed results. So having both of these, they have holes in the bottom that they can see through the Lexan for, so they see the game piece directly. And so why we have both of these, you might just think it's like convenience thing, but if you see our pass-through mechanism here, if we were to go raise the elevator right now, the Coral would smash into our elevator, which is really not good. So we care very much that we get the Coral all the way out of the elevator here, so that we know it's safe to run. That is what the laser can is doing. And then on the opposite end, for things like autonomous, we want to know that we have the Coral all the way out of our robot so we can move on to the next step. And so that's what the Can Color from Redux is doing at the front.
Awesome. So I guess from there, we've kind of given a brief overview of the whole robot. So I guess from there, let's just kind of show it working, right?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll grab some questions after we do some more demos.
Okay, let's do it. So I guess we'll start off by just, we'll stay over at the feeder station for a while. Let's just do some quick cycles, just in and out, in and out, in and out, and just kind of show what the variability of this ground intake is and what our capabilities are. Oh, not ground intake. Yeah, thank you. Hopper, or feeder station intake. So we're just going to start off with some just light drops. And you can see there the laser can detected it and then just dropped it from there. So once the laser can sees it, what we do is we actually lower the speed of the intake, and that allows us to kind of serialize it the way that we would really like. There we go. Then sometimes we get a really good pass through right like that. And for the most part, this goes through every time. I think we've had a few cases where it doesn't quite go through every time, but we have pretty good success with this. All right, so let's go ahead and shift the human player station, and let's kind of show some from the side. Oh, you're good. That good? Yeah, let's do that. So you can see, even coming from the side, we're able to pick it up pretty well. And the goal of this was to be able to give the human player a minimum of 2 viable slots for dropping the coral into the robot. And we wanted to just be able to drive up, and the human player from anywhere can just eject it. So yeah, let's go ahead and try with you just kind of throwing it in from now. What's that? Yeah, that's fine. So even with the human player throwing it, we do a pretty good job. Here you go. All right, so let's go ahead and now try. Go ahead and eject. Let's go ahead and try. We back up the robot. Well, let's put a coral in the way. As many times during the game, there's probably going to be drop coral, and there's going to be coral in your way. So let's see how this works. So we do sometimes, go and hit it one more time. There you go. Sometimes the laser can bugs out and we don't quite get it through. And that's on our end, on our programming side, that we just need to refine. So even with the gap there, we do handle it pretty well. And the way we were able to handle this is that we had to drop the height of this edge pretty significantly. The hoppers, the feeder station right here is at 37.5 inches. Our hopper is sitting right around at 31 inches. So that drop right there is what really allows us to grab the game pieces from afar. All right. From there, you guys want to do some scoring? Let's do it.
Yeah, so you can see, as I was mentioning before, kind of with L1, one of the things with our design specifically, so we were talking about when we were designing our end effector, if we were going to have a pair of wheels on top and bottom versus left and right. And for a lot of cases, we kind of came to the conclusion they would be very similar. But one thing we did, it actually was just some drills, is that if you had a difference in speed between the two, you kind of get this kick-out mechanic as the coral leaves the intake. So when we're scoring on L1 here, we run the left one, I think, like 20% slower than the right one. And what that does is you'll see it kind of kicks it out so that it's parallel with the trough as opposed to straight out. Like I mentioned before, we had tons of bounce outs. And you can kind of, I don't know if you can see on camera, but we have tons of gouges in here from just trying to like jam it in there. And so that's one of the things that we think, wheels on either side might be advantageous for keeping the coral in the trough. So you can kind of see we did bounce out a little bit there, but you can kind of see as it comes out, it does twist it. So he's showing you there more easily being able to see the twisting motion. But it is very consistent in landing there, parallel to the plane here. You want to show stacking 2 on top of each other? One thing we found is this generally works pretty well. Might as well try a third. This is basically the most you can score kind of in a row. And this is not super consistent. That one actually will score. So it's one of those things where you don't want to pile a ton up because you might be wasting time if they come out. But if your primary scoring location is L1, you can fit a lot of game pieces in there.
Yeah, and this is also with the L1 and kind of our missed shots and whatnot. That's kind of one thing with more time, we could definitely refine that. Reducing the speed of the rollers is one really big thing that could probably help a lot, and we have another time to be able to do that. So with this design, I think it would be more than capable of that. Yeah, so let's go ahead and move to L2 and show that. Oh, maybe we need disable and re-enable. Yeah, we've been noticing a little bit of a bug sometimes in our code that doesn't allow our elevator to rise sometimes, so sometimes we need to recycle. There's L1, or L2, sorry. So, there you go. We'll do L3. Very nice. And L2 and L3 are pretty straightforward. Where some of the funkiness comes is when we go to do L4. We've had some mixed results with this. Let's go ahead and hold down. Yeah, there you go. You got it. We did notice that the alignment for this is going to be a little bit difficult, so it's important to get it right away. So this is one thing that we, in our testing, we thought would work out pretty well, is basically being able to eject the main piece onto L4 with our current 12.5 angle. We've noticed varying results. We haven't been able to get this on the robot. We think that with more time to be able to tune it, this is a real possibility that this could work out. But we're no guarantee that on this one will work. Got it. But for L2 and L3, this angle is really, really optimal for being able to score into the L2 and L3 rungs.
Can you go back and do L4 and re-explain that since you're muted?
Yeah. Sorry, Chad, I can't unmute my mic properly.
We should also mention that this is not a full field, and part of the advantage to L4 is being able to push against it, which you can't do.
Yeah. And so that's another thing that what Jordan just mentioned to me is that we can't really fully push against this. And so maybe that's something that we would be able to do and maybe get some better results. But we're going to show this one more time. So you can see here we kind of push our robot back. So maybe there's some more control that we can do here to basically keep the robot in place whenever we go to score on L4. Maybe slow down the rollers. I think there's a lot of fine tuning and levers that we can pull to get this to work out. From what we saw with our testing, we thought it would be capable. It's also important to be aligned when you go to score. Yeah, depth perception is a real thing. And that what happened there was because Corey wasn't paying attention and pressed the intake button too many times. He's a good driver, I promise. But as far as L2 and L3 go, we're really, really pleased with how this came out.
All right, let's ask a couple questions from chat in terms of this as well too. A big question that's come up quite a few times is in terms of balancing and tippiness and things like that. We did some testing, a while ago for that. What about now? How's the robot doing so far? And any counterweights or anything like that?
So we did have some counterbalance to the back, just with some zip ties and what we had laying around the shop. But we can go ahead and show that. It is very tippy. I think Corey would be more than capable of tipping this robot with one thing we really didn't have time to add like we wanted to is a drive limiter when the elevator is up. This would basically just limit the drive speed so that we can drive at a really slow speed. But that's just on driver skill right now to do that. So I guess, Corey, let's go ahead and go up to L4 position. And let's just give it a little bit of a drive and then try not to tip. But let's see kind of how tippy it is just when we do a little bit of driving. So it's going to be important to not pull away from the reef really fast and kind of move at a pretty good speed and bring the elevator down before you start moving fast. So this robot is pretty tippy up in L4, and that's where it's going to be important to stay inside the reef when you're kind of going up. There's really no reason to be extended up high when you're outside the reef zone. So that's just going to be come down to driver skill and also a little bit of programming to help out with that.
What sensors are you using on the elevators for your different stages and for your stops, that sort of thing? And that was from Jorge Enrique Sanchez.
Yeah, so we did, the sensors that we're using currently, we are using the internal encoders on both Neos, and so that's kind of giving us general position control ability. We also, if you want to point the robot the other way, maybe go up to L2 or something, we can show there's a limit switch, an end of travel limit switch at the bottom that we're using for a safety mechanism if you want to point the drivetrain. Yeah, so you can see right here, when I press that, I don't know why I got a static shock, but anyway, so that's hooked up in a way so that when the elevator's all the way down, we don't have to worry about burning out motors or killing things. As far as the top, we don't have a limit switch on top. We would highly recommend one. But as mentioned before, we have several inches, like 3 or 4 inches above the L4 for where our elevator will go. So we feel it's pretty safe right now. If you were going to the absolute max of your elevator, I would definitely encourage putting a sensor up there. For this one, it was kind of all right to leave out.
Question coming in from Ardna asking for alignment to the reef. Are any tips or tricks or anything like that to try to get good alignment to the reef?
One thing we don't have that I would highly encourage you to have as a former driver is some sort of camera that can just give a point of view basically right down the barrel of whatever you have aiming the coral. Depending on which driver station you're in and where you're trying to score, you get, especially with so many sides of the reef, you're going to get lots of different angles, and it's going to get hard to see things, especially, also considering that if you're not de-algifying the reef, there's also the balls in the way. So I think visibility is going to be pretty hard sometimes, and so having something like even just a basic web camera, being able to see that, I think it's going to be really helpful.
Yeah, and I guess to build off that a little bit more, this is one thing that we kind of ran out of time with, but one thing that if we were in season, this is one thing we would definitely do, which is vision on this robot. I've seen a lot of teams use multiple limelights. This is a really good year for using 2 limelights to be able to look at the April tags. And I think a lot of teams are going to be using that to really help themselves out.
What's the current weight of the robot right now?
Last time we did it, we were at, I think, was it 89? 89 pounds, so not too heavy, which is surprising that the quarter of the weight is all on the end effector.
I will say
it's without battery and bumpers, right?
That's without battery and bumpers, and we that is without the ballast on the back too.
Yeah.
So that is kind of the worst case scenario, which is why we felt really comfortable adding, I don't know, about 10 pounds on the back ish.
Yeah.
So it's still underweight by a decent amount. So you got to add additional weight on the back to help with tippiness, but one thing I also didn't design, and I was getting flack for this earlier. One of the things that you should consider when building end effectors is sometimes you can't just remove a ton of weight, but you can kind of nickel and dime it everywhere. We kind of erred on the side of not nickel and diming it anywhere, which is why we ended up with a 23-pound end effector. So that is something I would definitely encourage you to do, especially with more time, is to think about those small things that add up.
Yeah. We'll ask one more question before we move on. It's from Lego Master 5197. Says, looking back, would you think a steeper angle for the end effector would have been better for scoring on L4?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, this is something that, with more time we can kind of figure out. If we end up spending a bunch of time trying to tune it and then we say, all right, this isn't going to work with this one, I think 100% a steeper angle would work out for going on L4.
Yeah, there's a lot of knobs we could still turn. It's one of those things where it's really hard to tune a lot of these systems in such a short time. The angle matters, how close you are to the reef matters. We did find sometimes it's better to be further back, so there might be a sweet spot there. But then also things like how fast the wheels are spinning as you eject. Maybe it's easier. Maybe it's better to launch it. Maybe it's better to just slowly press it on. It's one of those things that you're just gonna have to play around with.
Yeah.
In retrospect, going for vertical ejection wheels rather than horizontal wheels kind of kept us from doing L4 and enabled L1. So there are probably also some other designs, maybe more rollers, which can accommodate both.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So that's about it on kind of our info. Let's go ahead and move on to algae and kind of showing how we kind of manipulate that game piece. Let's go and eject this coral just to kind of get it out the way. Okay. Gotcha. You can't score it? Yeah, you can score it. All right, so here we have the algae in the reef in the lower position. So let's go ahead and just go and grab this right here. So you can see we actuate out, and then from there we just drive up into it. Then we grab it, and then we go ahead and move on down. And then from here we drive over to the processor, and we already have it at the correct height. And we just eject it in. So let's keep showing that. Let's go over to the higher position of the algae now. And there was some fine tuning that we did, so it looks like our height position on that was a little high. We could lower that and be a bit better. As you can see, we got this algae all over the place. Yes, and we also have both types of algae. It looks like this one is the, I don't know which one it is, but it's the one with the radial lines. So even with us being slightly misaligned, we were still able to grab it pretty well. So let's go ahead and stop right there. And so I know a lot of concerns that a lot of people probably have is, okay, you're holding a game piece outside of your frame perimeter right now. So we're going to be probably pretty prone to defense. So we'll do a couple slap tests just to kind of show that. So slapping from the top and bottom seemed to get it out there pretty well. Let's go and try it one more time. Let's go and grab from the A1 position. All right, let's come down. And we'll go and slap it from I'll go and give it some kicks. So from the sides, we actually have a really good hold. And this with it is with 20 amp current limit on I believe the total reduction was 11.2 to 1. We're driving a 4 to 1 sport gearbox with a Neo onto a 15-tooth pulley to a 42-tooth to a 42-tooth. So ultimately, I think it's around 11.2. I can't remember the real number with the 20 amp current limit. So upping the current limit on this probably would give us a bit of a better hold, but for the most part, we're pretty happy with this hold right here.
You mentioned something with both types. There are two types of LG, right? Do you want to give just a really quick explainer on that?
Yeah, of course. So I think this one, the radial lines, so we have one with kind of the linear ones. Yeah, there we go. So if we get real close into this, you can kind of see the lines on this one, they kind of move this way and then perpendicular to it. Well, these ones kind of, I have that backwards. Sorry, this was the radial one and this one's with the fan. And this kind of shows there are two different types. I don't know which one is which. I know one was the Andy Mark and then one was the Kit Aparts one. And for the most part, they feel and act the same way. There's a few differences like from piece to piece in terms of them being like a little egg shape. You can see they kind of roll differently. That one's going over there. That one's going over there. They're a little egg shaped in a few ways, but we got a few gauges from Andy Mark and we were able to size them correctly. Their pressure feels relatively the same. The grip feels relatively the same. And for the most part in our robot, they all function the same way.
Can the robot intake from the ground?
Yes. So that's one thing with this neat design that we just kind of lucked into and it all kind of worked out. But so this is something that normally I would suggest like a really wide intake, but this works out pretty well. So we drive around like this and then this will actually, I think, be our first time testing this scoring method. So we get to all see this live together. And so if we are from the ground like this, I think we would probably want to, no dice. Oh. Disable. So as you can see, we definitely still have a few things to work on. But the ideal is that this would rotate out like that and just go right in. Hopefully everything is okay after that. But like I think we were just popping a little bit of the belt sprockets right there. All right. Go all good? Okay. Go to there you go. Okay, perfect. All right. So we're back to business. So yes, we can pick up from ground with a little bit more fine tuning. We could probably here. I'll go and put that in there. Go ahead. There we go. With a little bit more fine tuning, we could probably get the ground to really go in there kind of smoothly. Or even like once we grab it, we can probably rotate up a little bit and get it to go in. One thing we notice is that we score into the processor. If you're not fully aligned inside the processor, and the ball kind of hits the corners right here, like here, what it actually would do, like if we were in our stowed position, go and drive into it just a little slowly for me. In our stow position, what would happen is it would hit the corner, and then from there, it wouldn't allow us to actually eject it. So I think a really big thing with the processor is making sure that the height of the ball is correct, and don't assume that you can kind of just like drive into it and the ball correct. These balls like to really grab the corners, and this is with a wood frame, so it doesn't reflect the, I believe, polycarbonate. Yeah, let's do that. So as you can see, it just doesn't go in for us. I know the Kit bot did a demonstration of this, and it kind of just like drove up on it. We have our bumpers a little bit lower, so I don't think it's happening with us. We'll see. Yeah, so there we were skipping. Our wheels were just skipping. Ultimately, we think that kind of driving around like this kind of wouldn't work out too well, and really wouldn't go in at all. Corey's giving the ball a nice massage. So yeah, that about covers kind of our algae mechanism and how we score that. Let's go and take some questions from chat.
Yeah, question from Elliot. Which of the wheels in the intake are actually being driven?
Yeah, so this is another really neat. one of my old teams from 2019, we had one of our mechanisms. We only drove the bottom wheel, and this actually worked out pretty well for us. So we went ahead and tried it again this year. Like I mentioned, this axle right here, and this robot keeps jocking us, but this axle right here is a live axle for the pivot. So as I pivot, you can see these wheels are rotating as this axle moves. So this axle is completely locked relative to these wheels. So these wheels do not move. And then these wheels are down here are the ones that rotate. And we did that because we kind of decided that grabbing from the bottom would work out in our design. And we know that we kind of figured out that you really only need to drive one side with this game piece. And it worked out pretty well.
So we have about 5 minutes left in this, so we'll grab a couple last questions on it. Question has come up a couple times. Can this robot hold algae and coral at the same time or score that way?
Yes, it can hold them at the same time. Can it score it? It cannot score coral. When the algae is inside the robot, you can see it intersects the path of the end effector. This is a design sacrifice that we made due to the angle. And maybe with some better packaging, we could get this to work. We can hold both of them at the same time. I'm sure that maybe if we pull this, it may actually be a bit close on if we actually can hold it. We really haven't tried just because we decided with our game strategy, with how our robot is, it's maybe a sacrifice that we're willing to live with, and we could afford to not do that.
Yeah, so one of the things I want to speak to, so kind of going back and forth on in our strategy, is a de-algifier that would just launch the ball somewhere, remove it from the reef to get later, or have one of your teammates pick up, versus kind of an active control where you are removing it and possessing it. So we went the remove and possess style, and the reason why I don't think it's terribly important, at least for this strategy, that you can score both independently is when you're removing an algae from the reef, you're probably just going to score it right away. What Reese is showing here is this end effector can also flip up and kind of, like I was saying, just remove the game piece without controlling it. So this is pretty easy to do. While it is on our elevator, you definitely don't need it to be. You just need to get your rollers right outside your frame perimeter. So this is something that you could mount stationary to your robot and just have a single roller bar with a couple wheels or something like that to be able to de-algify at least the lower section.
Yeah. And this would at least open up 6 ports of the L3 port. In the way the game starts, only L3 is completely blocked off in every position from algae. So if you want to be able to score L3 without having some crazy mechanism, this mechanism might work out really well to be able to extend outside your frame perimeter to do that.
So as we're concluding Robot in 3 days this year, any additional work that will be done on this robot afterwards, or is it pretty much when we're done here, that's done, it's not being touched anymore?
I think mechanically, I think this robot is here. Maybe we had a few issues just with tension and stuff like that. You can see this idler right here that we put in. Maybe we would change the spacing there, kind of dial that in a little bit and get that a little bit better. Mechanically, I think this is almost done. I'll hand it off to Jordan and Corey for them.
Yeah, programmatically, we have a lot of work before this bot would be competition ready. One thing that we had last year that we didn't quite get to this year was automation. A lot of these sequences of movements and like intake actions can be entirely automated with the press of a single button. And so like with our sensors and sparse driver input, you could really effectively control this style robot.
Yeah, so speaking of the automation, the one that we did get to that we felt really strongly like we basically had to get to do it safely was using the 2 laser sensors up in the intake so that we can, like I was mentioning before, get the coral all the way through. So all the driver does is press an intake button, and then once the coral is dropped in, it will automatically detect kind of the leading edge of the coral coming into the end effector and then slow down and kind of index it slowly until it's positioned correctly, and then it will automatically stop. So that is the one automation we got to. But it's more things like that where it makes it simpler for the driver. They don't have to think about exactly where the game piece is or anything like that. The robot knows where the game piece is. And, it's in a safe operation mode.
I do want to mention that we can announce on stream that Kettering University is going to have their Robot in 3 days and Kitbot competition coming back up again. That's going to be on February 1st. and streamed on Fun Robotics Network as well too. So you may see Cranberry Alarm, some other teams. Well, they're returning champions, by the way. So they won in our inaugural year doing that. So you can catch that once again on February 1st here on Fun Robotics Network at Kettering University. And if you are a team that is Robot in 3 days or utilizing a kit bot and want to get some more experience, it's an unofficial competition. Keep an eye out for some future announcements from Kettering University on that as well. We're going to lightning round a couple of final questions before we wrap up here from things. So if we have anything else, we will try to get them the best we can for things. So question coming in from Alex. What's the angle of the hopper and the end effector?
Yeah, so it actually is 14 degrees, but we designed it to be 12.5, and we're just using the churro right here, and you can see we ended up running into some alignment, some collision issues with this churro, so we had to back it up. So we just like layered up some gaff tape, used that as a buffer, and I think that ultimately all of that together is what got us to 14 degrees. But the angle of the end effector is at 12.5 degrees.
Question from Christopher: did you end up running one set of the coral manipulator wheels faster to rotate the coral upon ejection?
On L1, yes. L2, L3, L4, no. We were ejecting straight out on that one.
From Lego Barge 5197, is the robot able to score in the barge or the net?
We cannot score. We cannot score in the net. No, we score only in the processor with the algae.
From Fabier, how will you counterbalance the CG while scoring L4, or any additional changes that you might make?
So I don't think that we have a lot more CG to play with. Whenever you have 23 pounds up that high, mounting 15 more pounds a few inches from the ground isn't going to do too much. But one thing that we didn't get to, we wanted to do, was reduce our acceleration and max velocity on the drivetrain whenever we are at L4 or L3 probably. And this would really help rate limit what the driver is able to do and sort of prevent the driver from even being able to put us in a position where we can tip.
Guys, any final last things you want to wrap up with before we end?
I'll say as a quick note to all the teams going into this year, definitely looking at this robot, like this robot definitely came out a bit more complex than we wanted to. I think a big part of our mission is delivering a robot that's accessible to everyone. And comparing this robot to last year's robot, this robot definitely has a lot more going on with it. But there's different versions of this robot that is very accessible. Like you can remove the entire algae manipulator and move forward with this as a coral robot and only do L2, do all 4 levels. Maybe optimize L4 a bit more, but we hope that this is something that a lot of teams can learn from. And I guess one final thing is from me is that teams moving forward into this year, packaging is going to be probably the hardest issue that teams are going to run into. So just be mindful of all the space you're taking up and the space claim of mechanisms, and just watch out for that.
Yeah, so I guess a couple of things. One, if you're interested in the code, we have it posted. I know there's a command in chat to get that pulled up. We also have it on the chief thread. So if you're interested in looking at that, by all means, do that. If you have questions or anything, feel free to open issues on the GitHub. We'll take a look at those. You know, last year we had lots of feedback on and questions about that, so that's something we're totally open to. You know, we are doing this to help you teams. So,
you guys will have a tech binder release coming out soon too,
yes.
right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll put together a tech binder, kind of detailing more details about all the different things, including the code, the controls, everything like that.
After we get sleep.
Yeah, maybe.
One thing that I wanted to mention was we're doing this to show all of you what works, what maybe doesn't work. So please take this, tear it apart, flip it upside down. Like the ideas here, you should take as a starting point to jump off and build maybe even more nuanced mechanisms for controlling these game pieces and scoring. We had a lot of limitations where we said, oh, if we had more time to design this and really iron out details, we would do it this way, but we don't have time. And that's something that I think Ri3D can help with, is showing you guys prototypes of what works so that you don't have to spend that time churning, and you can get a more nuanced design the first time around.
Yeah, I think that's something definitely I'm looking forward to. One of the things when we went to Kettering last year, there were teams that were saying, "Oh, we saw your design, we had an idea like that, but we weren't sure that it was going to work." So hopefully this will be a like, oh well, that could actually work, or give you other ideas and things like that. So that at least personally, that's one of the things I found that has been really cool the last 2 years, is to be able to see you guys make other robots that look like ours but are way better. So yeah, that's been a lot of fun.
Cranberry Alarm, thank you so much for everything that's gone into this. Here at Fun, we've been doing Robot in 3 days for around a decade now and stuff, and genuinely this team gets it. And I think one of the most important things is helping the teams out there, showing things like a lot of people ask, why not Swerve? Well, everybody can build Swerve, you know, for the most. There's tons of documentation. There isn't a ton on how to do Rescape, and I think that's a great thing and a great resource that you have provided out there. Thank you to all the other Ri3D teams out there as well, too, having that same goal. But this robot is absolutely phenomenal. So much for teams to learn from this as well, too. So as Jordan mentioned, keep an eye out on the Cheap Delphi thread and on Fun Robotics Network for all the technical resources coming out for that. We're delighted to continue to support that as well, too. Big shout out and thanks to supplier sponsors, by the way, especially Andy Mark and the Thrifty Bot. We also received some stuff from Redux Robotics as well, too. So thank you so much to those companies who have stepped up, who continue to believe in the mission of what this is, because it is super important. So those suppliers, we really do thank their support and their continued support for Robot in 3D, specifically here at Cranberry Alarm as well. This archive will be out in a little bit on Fun Robotics Network. We will also be shooting a reveal video. It's more of a produced video, so keep an eye out for that. And lots of other great content here on Fun Robotics Network, especially for those in FRC. We have FRC Open Alliance coming up a lot, so if you're not familiar, it's teams who have open build logs. We'll be bringing them on camera as well, too, during the quote-unquote build season of whatever exists for that anymore. We do also have Premiere Night coming up in late February, where you can actually submit a video of whatever your progress is. You got a full robot, submit it. You're close to it, submit that. Whatever it is, you can showcase off to the FRC community. I can't believe we're continuing to do it. It's so cool that so many more teams continue to want to be part of that as well. So we're very happy and excited to have you part of all this, and we can't be more than happy to partner with Cranberry Alarm, who has just truly been phenomenal. This is a very small team. You know, there's only I think total maybe 7 people that have been involved in this through the whole thing, and it's incredible how well they work together. No big fights this year or anything, right? So,
maybe.
Right? So not sorry. But yeah, keep an eye out for more resources for this. And thank you once again to all of you who have tuned in. We have done many millions of views on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts and stuff like that, and hundreds of thousands of views on the content. So thank you so much for tuning in and for telling other people about this content as well. And please continue to do so. And we also appreciate our YouTube members who have stepped up monetarily to support Fun, where you can actually watch ad-free content as well. So on behalf of Fun and Cranberry Alarm, we appreciate all of you for tuning in. We wish you the best of luck here in the Rescape season, and we can't wait to see what creations you build. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.
Good job, everybody! Oh my god. That was so stressful all the way up to the last second.
What?
The ground intake not working was hilarious.
All right, if you're still watching, we are going to be ending the stream. Thank you so much, everybody. Good luck to you in Rescape.
I have this exact same problem at home. So we were talking, Rachel and I were talking about this. We moved to our new house, right? And I would put the cups in one cabinet. And so every single time for the first month that we lived there, I'd go to the cabinet.